sleeping alone, but you can't decide. And it is plain to see that your priorities just do not fit right. I can't reconcile this feeling. Whoa, whoa, 'cause I remember when you had certainty. There is empty space where your body won't lay next to mine. Nothing to embrace but the loneliness of this cold night. Oh, this fever comes and goes. Time flows, but the longer I belong, the more I grow. Trying to get over you, but you can't decide if you're still wanting me. And nothing's in between, 'cause it's more divine. I can't reconcile this feeling, 'cause I remember when you had certainty. There is empty space where your body won't stay next to mine. Nothing to embrace but the loneliness of this cold night. Oh, this fever comes and goes. Time flows, but the longer I belong, the more I grow.
Gaming Morning Show.
Things put on pancakes and rhyming bear intros. Austin confused about whose sister married the bros. In the UK, dooley-doo tugs on our heartstrings. Gaming Morning Show is one of our favorite things.
It's Paul.
It's Paul.
Ah, who are we kidding?
Pumpkin spice and fall. Paul.
We all know our favorite thing is the season of Paul. Pumpkin spice latte time! Besides the tasty drinks, the weather is cooler.
We get the most time where it's cooled off, but it's not always rainy. Sometimes it's rainy for part of the day, but then it dries up and it's just a nice, cool, cloudy day. I like that.
There's football on.
Man, did we have a great football weekend. Both of our teams performed to the tippy top of their tippiest top of performance, and boy, football is fun.
That's gotta be enough for all of the hosts of Gaming Morning Show, right? Right?
Okay, so when Club Penguin changed, they changed everything. They got more mainstream, and I wrote them an email. And I was like, it would be really nice if you guys could go back to the way things were, because the original Penguins, we really miss it. I speak on behalf of all of the OG Penguins, and we all are really upset. Right, you've changed, man.
You're the Lorax for Club Penguin.
I was. I speak for the Penguins.
Well, penguin begins with a P. So, happy Paul, everyone, from all of us at GMS. Broadcasting live from Radner's Rescued Cat Figurine Museum in Menominee Falls, Wisconsin.
When Sean Redner told his wife, Hillary, that he wanted to turn their Wisconsin home into a museum of cat figurines, she had a predictable response. We're gonna do what?
We'll do that some other time, huh? Okay then. Broadcasting live from the same places they've been since 2020. It's time for Gaming Morning Show.
Morning, gamer. Let's rev it up. Let's get the engine started. It is Friday, January 6, 2023, and this is Gaming Morning Show. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. Sometimes on Twitter Spaces, and today appears to be one of those days. You can find us on said platform at Watch GMS. That is sports.gaming on the left side of your screen. I am Hefty Goof. It's such a pleasure to have you here as we will entertain you hopefully up until 9 a.m. Pacific time. The hopefully part's not that we won't be here until 9 a.m. Pacific time. That's a pretty safe bet. It's just that hopefully it'll be some semblance of entertaining.
I don't know. Sometimes we don't make it all the way to 9 either.
That's true.
So hopefully both things happen.
But both of those things are absolutely fully guaranteed, and if you have any problems with it, please contact our fulfillment department. Good
They're
people.
standing by.
Yeah, they are. They sure are.
Well, they're standing by something.
Probably like on the beach somewhere. You know, we really should ask them to like come in and fulfill the things they're supposed to fulfill.
Yeah. But you know they're busy.
Question mark? I think they're unable to come in today. Who knows? We'll figure it out. It is good to see you. Thank you for being here. First, Scott Chick, it's good to see you in the chat this morning. You can jump into the chat if you would like to as well on any of those said platforms, or you can hang out and just listen and have a good time. Either way, it should be pretty fun.
First,
we do have a couple of things to get to this morning, including a man who climbed a tree to escape a charging moose in Alberta. So might be our first moose story of 2023. Not entirely sure. I don't really keep the full ledger on moose stories, but I'm like 94% sure that it's our first moose story this year.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
We'll also introduce you to our Bear, who's behind the blind in Sean's studio. That'll come up later this hour. Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News is on the way. That's 15 minutes away. The video game headlines you need to know. And then birthdays, This Day in Gaming History coming up at 6:50. It's an interesting This Day in Gaming History because there was apparently one episode of Futurama one time, and it's good enough for me not to want to delete it from This Day in Gaming History because it was very video game focused, and so I think it's going to be actually worth sharing. So stay tuned for that. 6:50 this morning.
Perfect.
That's good. There's also a British hotel chain that kind of shared its lost and found list. I think this kind of became an interesting thing to do a few years ago, where they started to like publish like the inventory of what's in their lost and found, and it kind of brought some attention to hotel chains. This one is based out of Britain, so we'll share some of those stories. What if it included a wedding cake? Could you imagine? Excuse me. Do you know where we put that wedding cake that we had? Anyone seen it?
We really need it.
Yeah, be nice to have. I thought you grabbed the wedding cake. No, I thought you grabbed. Uh-oh, now we're in trouble. They left it at a hotel, Sean. At a hotel. It doesn't make any sense.
Could you imagine finding it and then having the audacity to be like, "Ooh, a cake! I'm gonna just eat it."
This looks delicious.
This just looks like a normal cake. I'm gonna have a bite.
You know, someone shouldn't just leave their cake around. It's kind of ridiculous. It's weird. Thank you for chiming in already on the topic of the day, Scott Chick. That has to do with apple trees. We'll get to it in moments. National Bean Day, National Cuddle Up Day, Dry Bean Day. So it's both National Bean and Dry Bean Day.
Okay.
Apparently those are two different things.
Apparently.
National Davis Day, National Samantha Day, National Shortbread Day. I find it interesting that National Shortbread Day is today, the day after we referenced shortbread when trying to figure out what tastes good with Kuhip yesterday.
Right. Yeah. We just had this. Do we have to have the discussion of shortbread versus pound cake versus angel food cake.
I think the angel food cake one actually makes sense to me. It's like a lot more soft, but you can't convince me that shortbread and pound cake are the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, they look the same. I think they're about the same density. They both taste great with strawberries and Kuhip.
I've clicked on this link, I think. This was last time.
Is this bookmarked for some reason?
All right. So, pound cake. And I remember this part because I learned this the last time I clicked on this link. Is called pound cake because it's made of equal parts 1 pound of flour, 1 pound of sugar, 1 pound of butter, and either a pound of eggs or a dozen eggs, whichever comes first. So that's pound cake. Shortcake is traditionally comprised of a scone. That's weird.
Wait, it's comprised of a scone?
That's
Sounds
what it
delightful. I want to go to wherever they're making that cake. That sounds delightful.
Now I just want a scone. That doesn't help.
Scones are so good. And
Shortcake has more calcium.
I think we're taking a wrong turn here. I do find it funny though that you've looked up this link before, and we're remembering all these things that we remembered last year that we'll forget by January 6th of 2024. Chances are you'll click that link again. I'm pretty sure.
Absolutely.
It's National.
See you next year.
Yeah, it's National.
CakeCentral.com.
National Smith Day, National Take a Poet to Lunch Day, National Take Down the Christmas Tree Day, and World Day for War Orphans. Those are some of the days of the day. Today's topic of the day is Apple Tree Day. So we're asking you the question, what's your favorite tree? It's kind of out there, just out of left field, but sometimes I think people look at trees and like, oh, that tree's nice. I like that tree. Do you have a favorite tree?
I don't know if I do. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Christmas tree since it's also Take Down Christmas Tree Day. Especially our last couple that have had just a bunch of lights. That's been really fun. I am a fan of like Japanese maple. Those are pretty good trees.
I kind of feel like this is a topic where it's like, I know I have one, but like I don't deeply think about trees. And so like to answer this question is kind of hard. So now I'm looking up a Japanese maple. This will be the day that I search for the most trees ever. Oh yeah, Japanese maple's got like those really bright red leaves, almost like magenta.
Yeah.
It's a good call. Those like weeping willow trees that like go from really, really tall to like all the way to the ground?
Yeah.
It's a pretty high quality tree.
Those are pretty good.
If you had a draft and you had the number one pick, I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. Not doing that today. Nice chat. Good morning to Link.
Nice chat.
Who's here as well. Scott Chicken said favorite tree. Horse chestnut trees are fun. Provider of conkers and sturdy for climbing. Never fell out of one of them. I forgot we never even got to Christmas conkers this year, did we?
No, we didn't.
No, we had a chance. Remind us next year, Scott Chick. We won't miss Christmas conkers. Link says, missed y'all yesterday, and I like orange trees. What's an orange tree look like?
Orange trees are pretty good, too. Orange trees, for me, are also nostalgic, because my grandpa had 2 big orange trees in their backyard growing up. And we would go play underneath them all the time, which was fun, and the fresh oranges were delicious. So, yeah, orange tree would probably be up there for me as well.
Okay, so I like this because you're describing a fruit-bearing tree that you could actually go out to, grab it off of the tree, and consume it right away. Every apple tree I've ever had in my life, whether it was the one that was on our property or one that was in town, always produced apples that you could never eat. They were like ridiculously sour or something like that. They were not good.
Yeah, we had one of those when we moved up to the Pacific Northwest. There was an apple tree in the backyard, and it was like that.
Are those
nice
are those crab apple trees, or maybe those are itty bitty apples? I can't remember. But yeah, I remember when we moved into the house that I would end up like graduating high school in, we planted apple trees, and I was so excited because I was probably like 9 or 10. I was like, sweet, we're gonna have apples all the time. This will be amazing. And then like the first year actually created fruit, went out there. It's like, time to eat the apples. And my parents like, don't eat those apples. I'm like, why did we buy an apple tree then? I think there's also a little bit of annoyance because shortly after that time frame, I started to have to be the one to mow the lawn, and then they become just absolutely annoying to have to mow around.
Those are the worst. We had when we lived in California, we had a side yard that was almost the perfect length for a pitching mound to plate distance, and I was a pitcher. So my dad built me a pitching mound, and we put in a home plate, and we'd go back there to practice pitching all the time. Well, right behind the pitching mound was a lemon tree. And I simultaneously loved this lemon tree because the lemons were delicious, and hated it because it has thorns and would occasionally catch my hand whilst pitching.
Oh, no.
And nothing feels worse than trying to throw as hard as you can and have a thorn grab your finger.
That sounds awful.
It's not pleasant.
Ouch.
Had to keep that pruned.
You're like getting the signal to throw the fastball. You're like, no.
Don't want to do it.
Don't make me do it again. No. You know, though, that actually toughened you up. You know that, right? That's why you became the best pitcher of all time, is because you took thorns whilst throwing. Because in a game, you never have to throw a fastball with a thorn, so you were prepared for anything.
All right. Oh, look at that pitcher. He's really good. Look how scarred his throwing hand is.
Why aren't we going to offer this kid a scholarship? Did you see his hand? It's torn to crap. He'll never survive 4 years. Ridiculous. Also, I find it entertaining that you had a side yard as opposed to your married yard. Nice work. Scott Chick says, okay, remind me to remind you about Christmas Conkers next year. Hey, we appreciate that. You can also delegate that to K-Laugh if our head of research and development shows up today. Scott Chick says, were they not cooking apples? See, that's the thing, is maybe they were, but like as a 9-year-old, unless all of a sudden all those apples that are showing up on the tree are becoming like apple pies, then you're just like, why can't I eat these damn apples? They're just sitting here. I remember that was like, don't eat the apples. Almost like they were like Snow White witch apples, you know?
Yeah, those apples are poison.
Why'd we put the tree in the yard?
In case we ever need to poison our enemies.
In case we're not the fairest of them all. They make a good crumble, says Scott Chick. See, I love most apple baked goods. In fact, now you're going to have me ponder, are there any apple baked goods that I don't like?
I'm sure there's something. There's got to be something.
I mean, I like apple sauce, by the way, which that's going to open a whole new can of worms.
Right. But it's sauce by name only.
Yes.
You're not putting that on like a hot dog. I hope.
Maybe. Ooh, an applewood smoked sausage with applesauce. What a delight. I actually bet you there is some place that does hot dogs topped with applesauce. It's got to be. But yeah, no, you're right. It's not like a liquid sauce. It's puree. Now I feel like we're getting dangerously down like the fondue world.
Fondue is a river of dip, always on the move.
You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be... We're splitting hairs now. Right. Not on this show, imagine. Applewood smoked cheese, says Scott Chick. I've never had applewood smoked cheese. That sounds delightful. Scott Chick, where do you get all this delicious stuff?
Nice.
Do the Nintendogs give it to you?
The Nintendogs live under Scott Chick's bed.
Link says, that reminds me, I need to make apple pie for D&D. Yes, please do, and then send it immediately to P.O. Box, whatever it is, wherever we are. Did I tell you I tried to stop and figure out our P.O. Box woes?
No.
And then there were two people working, and one of them was stamping letters or something for someone, and they were having a very delightful conversation. One that was going to take 3 times as long as I could spare. And then the other one was like researching a package problem for someone. I was the next person in line, but I only had like 8 minutes. And it wasn't going to happen that day. So I still need to head back to the post office. Like, it was one of those conversations where I knew in my heart, I was like, this is something that I should be okay with. These are 2 people connecting, and they're having a good retail experience. But this is the whole reason we can't have good retail experiences, because I'm in a damn hurry.
Yep. Maybe they just need more people working at the post office.
They probably do. I'm sure there's a lot of budget available for that. The post office always seems to be so fully funded.
Yep.
Oh, there's a cheese shop, says Scott Chick, about 45 minutes away from me. Very good, much deliciousness. Wow. Have you ever been to a cheese shop?
No, I don't think so.
I have. I think the closest I've come is like, there's like some of those like boutique type shops that like sell fine cheeses or something, but it's not itself a cheese shop. I have to go cheese shopping sometime. Nice shot. All right, we got the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News coming up. Yeah, I think the Weeping Willow, we had one at like my first house as a kid that was just ginormous. It's probably much smaller than I remember because I was a kid and everything is bigger when you're a kid. But yeah, I think Weeping Willows are pretty awesome. They are also very annoying to have to mow around, though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those. You got to trim that first and then mow.
Yeah, the only thing that's worse than that were the lavender trees because they produced all the bees. But that's a me problem. Probably not most other people's problems. So, well, look at that! One of life's winners right off the bat at 6:26 West Coast time. It's 9:26 out east, and it is 2:26 for those watching GMS in the UK. Thank you for being here. I am FT Goof. That is Sports.Gaming. It is Gaming Morning Show, and it is Friday. We have birthdays this day in gaming history coming up. A very special this day in gaming history coming up. Later this hour, we'll say hi to Bear Bear in a moment, and a man climbs a tree to escape a charging moose in Alberta.
Calgary, the Vegas of the North.
So we'll have that coming up for you. Right now, it's time to get informed the video game headlines you need to know to fuel your Friday. Once again, as always, here's hashtag video game expert Sean.
Good morning. It is Friday, January 6th, 2023, and this is your Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. We're starting off with another look forward into 2023. This is not the first story of this type that we've had this year, but now we're turning it over to Metal Gear Solid producer, who says 2023 will be, quote, a year of many announcements, end quote. This is from Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer. This is from Hideo Kojima and Metal Gear Solid publisher Konami. They parted ways, at least. There's no reason to believe, Wesley LeBlanc writes, that Kojima and Konami are teaming up again anytime soon. But it seems like Konami might be gearing up for some sort of return of Metal Gear Solid. This is Noriaka Okamura, who wrote in a recent issue of Famitsu that there will be many announcements this year. This was in an end-of-year issue of the publication, and many Japanese developers and producers were contributed to offer some quick teases as to what 2023 might hold for them. And the Konami publisher wrote that there might be lots of announcements from Konami. More specifically, he said, quote, other than the educational edition of Momotaro Dentetsu, which was announced last year. 2023 will be a year of many announcements. And that his keyword for 2023 is long awaited. Interesting.
Okay.
We shall see.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've got another confession to make.
You know how sometimes you miss the news because you're not here, and I have to make some things up on the fly.
Uh-huh.
I might have shared this one last Friday, but I'm really happy you brought it up again because I was severely confused about what the hell I was reading because I didn't even know like Metal Gear Solid like took a hiatus at all.
Right.
So could you translate this into hashtag video game expertise? And does this mean we're going to get a Metal Gear Solid game next year?
That's what it sounds like.
Woohoo!
Oh, and I just realized it was originally published on the 30th. It was just republished because there was an update.
Oh, well, okay, that's worth it.
So
but,
that makes a lot more sense.
but like I said, I'm very happy you brought it up because
yeah.
I was so lost when I was reading through this last week.
So all we know from this is that Konami is going to have some sort of announcement in 2023 of something that's, quote, long awaited. You can't say Konami and long awaited without thinking Metal Gear. I don't think, to my knowledge at least, nothing in Konami's catalog would fit the bill of you being cryptic with there's going to be lots of announcements and the keyword is long awaited. You can't come out and do anything else other than Metal Gear and not disappoint everyone, which is still entirely possible. This would not be the first disappointment that stemmed from Konami. But that's going to be the speculation until anyone hears otherwise.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm well confessed that I don't have a lot of interest in like single player games that are a little bit slower, and you got to be, especially like Metal Gear Solid, you got to kind of be stealth. But I do remember having a good experience with Metal Gear Solid, so
Yeah.
maybe I'd be interested in. I just didn't realize it'd been gone for so long. So news to me.
Yeah, it's been, and there's been one game more recently, but man, that feels like that was also like 5 years ago at this point. But it wasn't a true Metal Gear game. It was more of a spin-off game, and it wasn't what anyone wanted. And it was right around the time that Kojima left, and it was kind of a mess. So if they are returning to, the Prime franchise, story-based, could be good.
Metal Gear Solid available only on Amazon Prime.
Only available on Stadia.
Metal Gear Solid, roll out. Optimus Prime. I'm sorry. You should just get to the next story. I'll be lost in this loop forever.
In our next story, we're again looking forward. It's like something changed in the last week that many people are looking forward to the next 12 months for some reason. But now we're looking at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers Discovery CFO says the company is entering a chapter of rebuilding. This is from Ryan Dinsdale of IGN. And he follows up and says that he thinks the team has laid a great foundation. They're looking at relaunching and building after scrapping a substantial number of films and TV shows last year. I think this does include their video game division too. I saw something about, but it's kind of their media production as a whole. They say, quote, the last chapter was very important to all of us, to really use 2022 and leave the purchase accounting behind us, leave those initial strategy changes behind us, get it all out there in terms of our restructuring estimates, and then be able to turn the page forward. I think the team has laid a great foundation, and I'm really excited about the growth from here. So we're going to see lots of changes in the Warner Brothers world as a whole, especially DC Universe, which we already know about, some things changing in the film area in that regard, and how that'll affect future games. We do have Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I think is the full title coming out, and we've talked a little bit about that because it's going to be Kevin Conroy's last appearance as Batman will be featured in that. So some changes coming to Warner Brothers over the next year or two.
Yeah, I had to look up a list of games that are made by Warner Brothers, and Wikipedia quick search things like Back for Blood is apparently a Warner Brothers title. So is Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker saga. I knew about Multiverses, that was the one I was going to say. But even Hogwarts Legacy is also apparently a Warner Brothers title, so or at least related to it. So more video games than I realized Warner Brothers made, to be honest. Hefty Sun's been watching a whole bunch of someone play Lego Incredibles, and I think he is about primed to dive into some of the Lego titles, which I think he's going to get a kick out of.
Yeah, and all of the Lego games are great. So that always feels nice, where you can just show them the catalog and be like, which one interests you? and that's the one you start with. They're good games, and even the old ones hold up really well. So that's exciting. In our last news story, an update for part of the Xbox acquisition of Activision Blizzard. This comes to us from Ryan Dinsdale of IGN as well, and it's an update in the UK. The UK government has extended its investigation of Xbox's Activision Blizzard deal due to its complexity, which I think makes sense. This is the UK government's Competitions and Markets Authority, CMA. Big fan of that annual awards show. It's extended its investigation into the acquisition due to the complexity of the case. The CMA announced an extension of up to 8 weeks as it processes the immense amount of evidence, as well as the lengthy responses from both Sony and Microsoft and the public. The final submission date for the report, which will deem whether or not Xbox's acquisition of Activision Blizzard is negative for the industry, is now April 26th instead of March 1st. The CMA notes, however, that the process will be completed as soon as possible and may even arrive before the deadline.
You just said something about beating a deadline. Yeah, right. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know. This continues to feel like we're never going to get this deal done. I almost wanted to be like, Microsoft just said Call of Duty will be available for 20 years. Just please sign this paper. But I understand it's complex, and in fact, probably unprecedentedly complex. I hope that's what we're going to get.
Indeed. So we'll keep an eye on this, and apparently we'll be keeping an eye on this all the way into the spring.
Or 2028. One of the two.
Probably that one. Spring 2028. And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News with the World Renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. We have We Are the Caretakers out on Xbox One and Xbox Series S/X. Legacy of the Pact out on PC. Lollipop out on PC. Royal Battle Warzone, I'm sure there won't be any issues with that name, out on PC. Crypt Architect out on PC, Shori Conquest out on PC, and for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment. Today's name of the morning goes to Towers, Turrets, Turtles out on PC.
Might be your winner right there.
It's a good one.
That one's really good. Towers, Turrets, It's not even End Turtles. It's Towers, Turrets, Turtles.
Yep.
That's good.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, it might become our name of the month, and if it does, you have a chance to win it with our name of the month giveaway. We have a couple of those for Patreon subscribers and for non-Patreon subscribers. Let me tell you about the former first. Patreon.com/GamingMorningShow. That is where you can go to get into the name of the month giveaway the same month that we announce said name of the month. In fact, we recently named our November name of the month a little to the left, and we played it on yesterday's show during the Final Hour crew. Someone from our Patreon subscriber base is going to get that right away. And then also, Hellbangers and Holiday Hell, our December name of the month, will be given away in the days to come. So that is already kind of in motion, and if you're a Patreon subscriber, well, you have a chance to win it right away. However, if you're not, we have a Fulfillment Appreciation Name of the Month giveaway coming up very shortly, where we'll give away some of the titles over the last 6 months of Names of the Month. So there's lots of ways to win. Bottom line, if you want to become a Patreon subscriber, you can by going to patreon.com/GamingMorningShow. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
At 6:39 on this morning radio show that plays games Turtles. Towers Turrets. That's not even the name of the game, but it all just works. I like it.
It's the 3 T's.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica was once said on a show. Into the blind and open the curtain is now where we go to welcome in Bear Bear, our resident animal mascot. I don't know why I slowed down, but on The Office, there was a character named Michael Scott.
That's unusually poetic.
Well, I think Beats Bears Battlestar Galactica is an Office phrase, right?
Yeah.
I saw Bear Bear. Knock that out of your hand. It's now 6:39. It's good to see Bear Bear. Good spirits today. Coming up, birthdays this day in gaming history, so stick around. We have that on the way. Next hour, a list of the day and sports. There was some positive news with the injured defensive back for the Buffalo Bills, and there's also an update on the Bills-Bengals game, so we'll have that for you coming up in just over an hour from now. Good morning. It is good to see Bears in the chat this morning.
A warm welcome to official GMS cartographer and diagramographer. I am JF Downs.
Downs will be streaming later on today around noon Pacific time, so you can check that out. A lot of times it's Fortnite Fridays. I know that Downs was trying to get the old PC repaired or something like that. So I don't know if Fortnite is in the mix for today. Otherwise, sometimes it's been Grand Theft Auto. But it is definitely worth a follow. Today, around noon p.m. Pacific time. It just said noon p.m. Go with it. It's going to happen later on today. All right, let's get the story that we're tracking.
You can news if you wanna.
At this hour on this morning radio show that plays games. That has to do with a man climbing a tree to escape a moose. Have you ever seen a moose in real life?
No, I haven't.
It's nuts. Absolutely.
I really like the videos that show enough context to really get a sense of how big they are. Because they're larger than you think.
The scale is nuts. And I've only seen one in person not a handful of times, a couple of times. One of which was my favorite story from Yellowstone National Park, where we went and there was a sign that literally said moose viewing area. And then it pointed across the road and we looked over there and there was a moose just standing there almost like it was on its shift.
He was like,
Hey,
hi,
are you here?
I'm the one.
Are you here to view me? Little old me? This was not as much of a low-stress encounter as it was for us at the national park. An Alberta man fled up a tree when he encountered an aggressive moose in his neighborhood, captured the video of the animal charging back and forth. This person was walking in his neighborhood, and he noticed the moose nearby. Quote, he ended up doing a bluff charge, so I took that opportunity to scream like a little girl and run up that tree. The person recorded the video of the moose once he was in a safe branch. The footage was posted to Facebook and shows the moose using its antlers to shake branches. Quote, he was grunting and had every intention to trample me by the look of things. He said the moose finally left the area after about 10 to 15 minutes, allowing him to climb down and walk home.
Fantastic.
Took that opportunity to run up that tree. You didn't want to say hi to the moose? Maybe ask some questions? Nope. I was out of there. You and I talked about another moose story recently. There was a Ring doorbell footage of a moose getting rid of its antlers.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool.
That was a good one. I finally, because we talked about it and then I totally forgot to actually watch it. Whether you shared it or not, I don't actually remember. But I never saw it, and then I stumbled across it. I was like, "This is the one!" And I finally got to see it.
It was all over the place.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I didn't realize that they shook loose, but I also didn't sit there and be like, "Well, then, Hefty, how did they get rid of them?" So,
Right.
you know, could have done some critical thinking on that one.
They chase guys up trees.
Maybe the antler fairy comes down and extracts them from their head. Do you not think of all the possibilities? Hello, you've been a great little moose. Now I must take your antlers.
Here's $1 coin.
What am I gonna do with this? I'm a moose. You'll enjoy it, I promise. All right, there you go. That's what we're tracking at this hour on Gaming Morning Show. 6:44. We have birthdays coming up shortly. Down says maybe some Apex Legends today, and said the moose climbing the tree is a great story. Or not, the moose didn't climb the tree. The person climbed the tree. The moose was trying to charge. I also don't know how. Again, not very moose experience. What's a bluff charge? Is that like a warning shot? Kind of sounds like it, right?
It's a cool name for whatever it is, though.
I mean, you're sitting there like, oh, don't worry, y'all. That's just a bluff charge. I think I'm still gonna get the heck out of here. Oh, nice job. Oh.
I didn't even get a save for that.
I thought the name of the person who just scored on us was Instacart. Genstastic Art. That's not even close to Instacart. Oh, that's going to go in, isn't it? I was really concerned. Yeah. Well, and going back to the scale of moose, I haven't actually been as close to a moose as I was to an elk that was walking in nature, as opposed to one like at a zoo or something.
Yeah.
And we were driving in a sedan that I had. It was my high school car. It was your standard size sedan, right? And we were driving on the road, and we see ahead of us that there's some animals in the road, so we slow down. But they were definitely passable. It was like kind of navigating through like a herd of cattle or something. And there were 4 elk, and I could not believe how gigantic an elk is until, we drove past one in a car that's basically on the ground level. So I can't even imagine what a moose looks like close up. What are your plans for the weekend? Link said earlier might be going bowling at some point.
Ooh. It's always fun.
Kind of want to take the kids bowling.
Yeah, they're at really good ages for it.
Mm-hmm. I think I was in a bowling league when I was in middle school.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. I had a big stretch when I was a kid of second place. Was very good at being runner-up, and I remember having some silver bowling trophies because we finished. We finished second place. So, Little League had a whole bunch of silver medals as well. Yeah. Good morning, Miguel. Thanks for being here for this morning radio show that plays games. We got birthdays this day in gaming history coming up. Playing Rocket League until then. I'm dressed to do 1 hour of work. Love that my unit is deploying, says Link. What's that mean? So you have 1 hour to report? And then, like, how much of a deployment are we talking? Are you gone for a significant amount of time?
What are you doing?
Was that our teammate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to get churned around, and I just couldn't get a...
Because I hit the guy out of the way and was there for to bump it out, and our teammate's coming from the wrong direction. Teammates.
Oh, teammates. Let's see. Link says, I go to work for an hour, then I come home. Okay, I'm not deploying because I can't walk. Okay, understood. I'm in the process of getting out of the army. Okay. Yeah, I remember you talking about having a significant amount of hip pain the other day. Oh, thank you. What is your favorite tree? That's our topic of the day. We got on the discussion of having an apple tree that you couldn't eat the apples off of, and where Sean had orange trees that you could just like walk up. I remember we were in LA together, and the house we were staying at had an orange tree, and I think folks who were staying at the house did partake in the fresh oranges.
That sounds right.
Also, oh crap. Also, I didn't remember that oranges could grow in California.
Yeah.
which is only probably because of Florida orange juice advertising.
Right. They have a whole county named after it.
Yeah, but how should I know that
They have a whole show named after the county named after the oranges.
they sure do. And I remember they were constantly out grabbing oranges fresh off their orange tree. After, scandal after scandal. It's like, you know what? I'm ready to talk more about this. Just come with me out to the yard. I need to pick a fresh orange. Wow, you're single-handedly going to get us back into this game.
I'm going to try.
Let's see, Link says, I'm in the process of getting out of the army, as I mentioned, on a 0 to 10 scale of pain. I'm daily at a 7. That's tough.
It's no good.
I can only imagine what it's like to live with chronic pain and can't express to you enough sympathy. That's got to be hard. So. But if anything, being able to hang out for a little bit with us to maybe have a little bit of an escape, hopefully that does help. Also, it sounds like you've been doing more art lately, so hopefully that helps too.
Nice. And
But-
we're back.
But obviously, would like you to be as healed up as you can as soon as possible.
Yeah. We'd rather you enjoy our company not in pain.
Yes, whilst out of pain. All right, 30 seconds, 3-0 comeback complete. Now we got to get a win.
Oof.
It's amazing that you and I can both read that play as well as we can and both narrowly miss. Like, you figure having two cars almost doing the exact same thing would actually produce positive results.
So close.
Oh, get in there.
That's a good
Nice.
center.
I thought that might bend in. Like Bodsworth. The famous Rocket League player. That's yours? Oh, I thought you were there.
I was, but they were there fast.
Too much traffic. Two of the best Rocket Leaguers in the whole of GMS. Thank you very much. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Austin. I'm sure Austin would like to provide evidence of Rocket League prowess.
I don't think she would.
I disagree with that, right?
Ah, man. Jenstacart is playing some good goal.
Don't you have some shopping to do?
Also, our teammate, I know his name isn't this, but I see it and I read Corn Nuts.
Oh, gross.
So our teammate is Corn Nuts.
I knew I smelt something bad. Corn nuts are the worst smelling food in the history of Earth. Oh, geez, that did
That's the
not.
wrong way.
That did not happen the way I hoped. No!
Oh,
That was all my fault. I thought I was going to hit that up the field, and it turns out that I hit it. Yep, kept it in their territory. Even our teammate actually put a pretty good clear attempt on that, but that was all my fault. I'm sorry, Sean.
hey.
I'll make it up to you.
On the bright side, in my challenges, and possibly in yours, for this next round of challenges, include one that says get 3 saves and a win. That should be easy.
Yeah, it's the easiest one that they make. 6:54 West Coast time. It's 9:54 out east. It's 2:54 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Yeah, good news coming up in the final hour crew. We'll do some Friday, and we'll try to do some achievements, including specific challenges like getting 3 saves and a win in the same match, which provided Sean and me so much joy. It's probably the biggest fight in our brother-in-law relationship.
I wasn't mad. Disappointed.
Disappointed. Why did you stop hanging out with your brother-in-law? This Rocket League. Or you can't stand him because, you know, he's toxic in the family, huh? Nope, it's because he's just horrible at a video game. That's it. That's the only reason.
He wouldn't stop reading chat.
So true. Yeah, I have a difficult time in the final hour crew focusing on the actual game as opposed to the chat. So this is what we live with. Nice chat. Good morning to Keith Anthony and to K-Laugh.
Nice chat.
There was something that we needed from K-Laugh, and now I can't remember what it was. Oh! K-Laugh, next Christmas, please remind us to have Christmas conkers imported from the UK. Julie do. That would be good. Let's see what else. Be right back having an allergic reaction. Okay, I hope to take care of yourself there, says Link. Keith Anthony says, Apple Tree Day. I recently moved into a new home, and we have an apple tree in the back garden. Hey, can you use it? Because we were talking about an apple tree where we couldn't eat any of the fruit, so I have that coming up. We'll recap that early next hour as well. Down says, and don't forget Toxic Chris thinks he's pretty good at Rocket League. That was a good moment.
Remember when Toxic Chris played Rocket League?
Oh, that's good. I remember those times. Way back when we were so young. All right, it's time for birthdays this day in gaming history. If you have a birthday to celebrate today, please let us know because we would like to celebrate with you. Today, celebrity birthdays wise, not as many on the list as we've had in recent days, but we do have one for actor Rowan Atkinson, who turned 68 today. 68.
Ooh, so close. Rowan voiced the character Zazu in the animated version of The Lion King.
Rowan Atkinson doesn't talk.
Well, he talks.
I wonder if that's one of those annoying things that Rowan gets constantly, where it's like, I didn't know you talked.
Yeah. He's had quite a few good small like bit parts. Like he had a small part in Love Actually. He did a pretty good job. It was pretty good.
Never seen that movie.
Mm-hmm. He's fantastic as Zazu.
I didn't remember him as Zazu. Wait, isn't Zazu the toucan?
Yeah.
I thought that was John Oliver.
Like advisor.
I think they have that wrong.
No, this is the original animated version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then, you know what is the truth then? I didn't know that. That's Rowan Atkinson?
Yeah.
Okay. John Oliver was the one in the live. Thank you, Downs. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, Zazu was great in the first Lion King. The original one. The Lion King. It's a movie. Actor Norman Reedus turns 54 today.
Norman had a small role in Blade 2.
You know,
as Zazu.
You know, I was thinking that Norman Reedus, I don't know, for some reason, I think would be really good in like a video game.
Yeah, maybe. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's definitely a Richard Shotwell photo.
All three of the other people in this photo are looking at the camera, and Norman's like, "What's that over there?"
Yeah, that's his persona.
Hey, could you all pose for a picture, please? Yeah, sure. Wait, what's that? Probably saw Zazu. TV host Julie Chen turns 53 today.
Julie once worked as a reporter for a news station in Dayton, Ohio.
It's not bad. It is kind of fun if you ever want to go down a YouTube rabbit hole trying to find basically first jobs for reporters in media, because a lot of reporters who you see on CBS or whatever the case may be will actually wind up, starting somewhere like Dayton, Ohio or something like that, even if they're there for just one contract. So, yeah, it's always kind of fun. Actor Eddie Redmayne turns 41.
He recently appeared in the Netflix film The Good Nurse. He was also the best part of the film version of Les Mis. He was fantastic.
What character? Do you remember?
I always forget the character's
Yeah.
name.
So, and even if you could have answered that, I probably wouldn't.
He was one of the main. He's the younger main character.
Is The Good Nurse the follow-up to The Bad Nurse?
Yeah.
And then was that the follow-up to The Ugly Nurse?
Mm-hmm.
The Good, the Bad, The Ugly Nurse?
That's the team up. That's the fourth movie.
The ensemble. Actress Kate McKinnon turns 39 today.
Set to appear in the upcoming Barbie movie. I think Cleveland.com's writers are very excited about the Barbie movie.
As I say, we've had that
gotten a lot of these.
quite a bit recently. But that said, I mean, I like Kate McKinnon a lot, so that even gives me more of a reason to try to watch it. I don't know. I guess I don't know what to expect. I should watch another trailer for the Barbie movie because
Yeah, there's not a lot out there yet trailer-wise. There's our first like good teaser came out recently.
for some reason I just want to keep associating with like the Toy Story Barbie storyline, and that's not even related. So, any other birthdays catch your eye? I don't see any drummer birthdays today.
No, but there is one good one before we move on, and that's accordionist Joey the Cow Polka King of Riders in the Sky, who is 74.
They have an offset of a comma to say, you know, the Cowpoke King. Oh yeah, that Joey. Huh. Nice. Singer Eric Williams of Blackstreet is 63 today. I like Blackstreet quite a bit. And singer Alex Turner, I just like the band name Arctic Monkeys, is 37 today. So, all right, there's your birthdays. This day in gaming history is going to be a lot of fun today because we get to take you through a play-by-play of an episode of Futurama. But first, we tell you in 1995, Las Vegas, Nevada was the Winter Consumer Electronics Show. It was 4 days. Virtual Boy was shown by Nintendo, which is that tabletop stand-up stand red color 3D machine that cost $200 and permanently broke your eyes for life. Rest of your life.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Big fan of red though.
It was fun while it lasted. Yeah, it was your favorite color. They designed it for Sean. It was great. 4 years later, at Macworld Expo, Connectix releases the virtual game station software in the U.S. for the Apple Macintosh computer. It allowed users to play Sony PlayStation games on their computers. The price was $49. Did you use like keyboard and mouse for that, or did you plug your controller into the Apple?
Probably keyboard and mouse.
2001 Consumer Electronics Show again. Microsoft unveils the Xbox video game system. It features a 733 megahertz processor, large hard drive.
Adequate hard drive.
It's like Sean asked me, he's like, well, how big's the hard drive? It's like, it's large enough. You gonna put a specific number on? No, it's just large enough. So it'll hold all of your games, I promise. Target release date was October. And then a year later, 2002, these usually get deleted immediately from our rundown, but this one's interesting. 2002, Fox Broadcasting Company airs the Futurama TV show. A what-if scenario is shown, which is what if life were more like a video game, and included some of the following scenes. A spaceship and asteroids shoots some asteroids, then lands in a main building. The president of the Earth signs peace with Ambassador Kong, who's Donkey Kong of the planet Nintendo 64, and the Donkey Kong character throws barrels, climbs ladders, and the sounds of the Donkey Kong video game can be heard. There's also apparently a Mario character, who's a representative of Italy. A green wire-frame tank from Battlezone roams the streets. Doors in a military building are labeled Missile Command, Secretary of Defender, and Moon Patrol. To enter the war room, a message is displayed. You need the Blue King, like in the games like Doom. Monitors in the war room show Centipede. The main general is Pac-Man. One sequence takes place on a full-screen Pac-Man board, complete with ghost pellets and power pills. A group of people escape Out of a warp pipe from Super Mario Brothers, above the city, a real game of Space Invaders rather takes place. One of the main characters plays Space Invaders on an arcade machine, and when General Pac-Man is killed, Ms. Pac-Man mourns his loss. And the last spaceship lands on Earth, outsteps Donkey Kong, an egg from Burger Time, Q*bert, the main Robotron character, and one of the brain people, and a character says, "All your base are belong to us," a reference to an English translation from the 1989 Japanese video game Zero Wing by Toa Plan.
It's a good episode.
Have you actually seen it?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
It's fantastic. Definitely worth watching.
I mean, I've definitely seen it because I watched all of Futurama and a job that you, Mike, and I worked together, but I don't remember this at all, so I should go back and visit it. Last but not least, 2004 Sega releases Sonic Heroes for GameCube in the US. Now, I told you it was a deep dive, but
Good one.
worth it. So, all right, that's your This Day in Gaming History. Next hour, we'll have a list of the day for you. Top 10 most incredible and inspiring trees in the world. That's a big promise for our list of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also have sports. And then when we come back, we'll recap what's happened in chat over the last 10 minutes. It's a very important business. Very important business to get to. That's on the way. It's Sean and Hefty. It is Friday, January 6, 2023. Thank you for being here for this morning radio show that plays games on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.
I'm not about this at all. Always scared. Feel like I've never felt before. Gonna miss it. Follow me again. Why can't I resist the gravity you have? I'm not in love, I swear. It's just like you make me soft.
Yeah. Yep. It's gonna change the world.
Nope.
Bob doesn't like the Virtual Boy.
It's rude, Bob.
I think it was tough on the eyes. Oof.
It was tough.
You had to be
Did
like-
Jeff have a Virtual Boy?
No, surprisingly. Well, wait.
That seems like something Jeff would have.
No, I'm not sure, actually.
Well,
Because I remember playing it at someone else's house, but Jeff was
it wasn't Jeff.
Hello.
Did you have a Nintendo Virtual Boy?
I don't think so.
That 3D thing with like the red stuff and you played tennis?
No, I did not.
No, Jeff didn't.
Wait, he sounded so defeated when he answered the phone.
I'm not mad. Just
Yeah.
disappointed.
Totally screwed.
Jagger and Lewis Smart Collar. This is Pet Tech. Okay, Pet Tech. It's a smart collar. Helps you understand and monitor the behavior of your pet. They'll notify you about abnormal behaviors. So, for example, let's say your cat was having, I don't know, exiting problems, right? This collar may give you an early notice, and then you can take your cat to the vet. It will also, according to this that I'm reading right now and not making up on the top of my head, will also let you know if you accidentally bring the vet home instead of your cat. So, very useful, very useful.
5.
I'm gonna just whenever I have to go to the bathroom, I'm just gonna say I have to exit from now on. Excuse me, I have to go exit.
May I exit to go exit, please? Thank you.
Hi, I have to exit. Where's your bathroom? Are you leaving?
Just follow the exit signs. Uh-oh. And Lewis Smart Collar. This is Pet Tech. Okay, Pet Tech. It's a smart collar. Helps you understand and monitor the behavior of your pet. They'll notify you about abnormal behaviors. So, for example, let's say your cat was having, I don't know, exiting problems, right? This collar may give you an early notice, and then you can take your cat to the vet. It will also, according to this that I'm reading right now and not making up on the top of my head, will also let you know if you accidentally bring the vet home instead of your cat. So, very useful, very useful.
5.
I'm gonna just whenever I have to go to the bathroom, I'm just gonna say I have to exit from now on. Excuse me, I have to go exit.
May I exit to go exit, please? Thank you.
Hi, I have to exit. Where's your bathroom? Are you leaving?
Just follow the exit signs. Uh-oh.
Coming in live. Coming in live from Texas, out of Kate Zade's apartment, located in Kate Zadeville, Texas. Kate Zade has internet back. The man has come to give her internet. Now she has an internet that works. Ooh.
Any updates?
Congrats.
Any updates on the D?
The D is has never been broken in Kate Zadesville. However, Kiki Low may or may not have a faulty D still. We think that it works, but we're not sure.
For some reason, of any imaginary place that could spot up from streamers, for some reason, I actually think like a Kate Zadeville has a chance. Something about you, Kate. I could see you making it happen.
Kate Zade, Slovenia.
Man, a lot of plural nouns.
Buffets.
I'm sorry, what?
Buffets.
Oh, buffets.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The Mad Libs machine is doing its thing. It's getting ready to share this one and only unique story. Build your own dinosaur, as created by you on National Take a Poet to Lunch Day, which is a day that you could celebrate today if you would like to. All right, everyone, take their places. Let's get the warm-up music ready to go. Orchestra's getting ready. Everyone's taking their places.
The didgeridoo's warming up.
Bob says, pretty okay. Take Gaming Morning Show with you on Twitter Spaces. Find us at Watch GMS on Twitter and listen while scrolling your feed. Or try audio only on Twitch. Coming up on Gaming Morning Show, list of the day and sports. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. And become a Patreon. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. It's all coming up on Gaming Morning Show. Time for hour number 2, right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome in. Gaming Morning Show continues. Thank you for being here. It's Friday, January 6th, 2023. That is sports.gaming, left side of your screen. I'm Hefty Goof. It is a pleasure to see you on this Friday. Hope everyone's weekend plans look stellar and exciting and whimsical and comforting. That's my hope. That's my dream for you.
I like it.
Hopefully you can have a nice, calm confrontation as well.
Comfortation.
Sorry.
The comforting confrontation.
Thank you, Bob. All right, you are best equipped for this. I'm going to tell you topic of the day. It is Apple Tree Day. We talked about some of our favorite trees. But besides asking and inviting chat to share what their favorite tree is, what the hell has been happening in chat over the last 20 minutes?
We've just been doing business.
Is it business time?
It's business time. Yeah, we're all working.
Nice. Apparently this started because Down said business and then said oops, wrong screen. But all I could think when I saw that was Downs typing into his work chat the word business.
So upon further investigation. He was trying to search for business cards, and instead of typing business on his work screen, he typed business into chat. And so then I provided a link to vistaprint.co.uk/business cards, just to be helpful. And then we found out that Downs was trying to figure out if the business cards that he sells are paper or plastic. And luckily, I just checked his own business cards this morning, and so I was able to say definitely paper. Turns out I was right.
Because you were, of course, always looking at Downs' business cards.
Of course.
Are you Google now?
Yeah. No, I'm Jeeves. You can ask me.
Do not Google that.
Okay. So the first thing I thought of then after I saw, there's two things I thought of. Obviously, apparently what Downs' job is to type business into things. Like people who have conversations about sports and they're like, oh, the sports are sports with the sporting ball. I just picture Downs like holding his coffee, talking to his coworkers and be like, business to you.
Business.
That's like a Lego movie thing, actually, if I remember right.
Absolutely.
Are you President Business, Downs? And the second thing I thought was, there's a person who's been in our chat for a good amount of time now, member of the 999 Plus Club on Twitch and such. And that is Quiet I Am Gaming, who notoriously would type in things into our chat that were meant for work chat, so much so that Quiet eventually bought a second keyboard to pair with his work computer, so it never happened again, ever. And I saw Quiet now say, did Downs do a quiet? And Downs went, Downs did a quiet. Interesting. Ryan, you do not have to read this. Yeah, it's super weird too. Like normally I use the same Bluetooth headphones for everything and it works fine normally. Like I'm listening on them right now. But if I try to use them in Zoom, all of my audio cuts off and only comes back if I quit Zoom, even though the audio there is set to these same headphones.
And Quiet follows up with, no.
Remember, I have Ron Burgundy tendencies. Just read what's in front of me. Sometimes. Oh, Downs has two keyboards and still messes it up.
It's hard. Business is hard.
Business?
Business.
Business.
We also learned that Kalaf gave a tip when ordering business cards. Do not order ones with a calendar on the back unless you're certain you can use all of them by the end of the year. And then offered to anyone that wants it some very small 2009 calendars with outdated contact information.
But I did see that you provided information that apparently that'll be good again in 2026. So yeah.
Pick those up. You're forward thinking.
So that's the alternative, Kalaf, is have things ready to go, and then if you don't use them all in 1 year, you just have them available. You just can't switch jobs or phone numbers or email addresses for like 7 years. So
yep.
Because 29, 2016,
here's
15, 2022.
Here's a trivia question. How many calendar varieties are there? Or variations,
like the Gregorian calendar?
Yeah. For our calendar, if you're going to print calendars, how many different variations are there?
I don't know. 4? 7,000?
Ooh, in between the two.
Nerd alert!
There's 14, because depending on what day the calendar starts on, gives you 7 varieties, right? But then you also have 7 varieties for leap years as well. So there's 14.
My head hurts.
Not that hard. There's 7 days in a week.
But isn't that like one of those things where there's more than 14 because you could combine certain amounts and then therefore there's like 473,000 possibilities?
No,
okay.
Because if January 1st starts on a Wednesday, that's going to be the same as... So if it starts on a Wednesday, not in a leap year, that's going to be the exact same all year long as any other year that January starts on a Wednesday without a leap year, right?
Okay.
Like where the calendar starts defines the entire calendar whether, and then you have the leap year to make 2 varieties. But so there's
Nerd
14.
alert.
Okay.
Combinatorics.
What?
That's the mathematical. That's the math field that deals with different combinations and statistics, and I have 6 options. How many combinations can I have? That's combinatorics.
I love their pretzel snacks. Combos.
I took a combinatorics class in college because I was a math major, and it was taught by what can only be described as a fisherman Santa Claus. And the first day of class, he goes, "Welcome to Gambling 101." It's like, oh. And true enough, like every topic we talked about, he related it back to like gambling games and probabilities and those sort of things. It was great.
Kind of interested now, I'm not gonna lie.
It's cool stuff.
So I have a problem.
Yeah.
My problem is that people will say words and then my brain can't escape the words. You just said I was a math major, right?
Yeah.
My brain immediately now went to the song Matchmaker,
Yeah,
and now
those
wants to do a parody called Math Major, Make Me a Math. And it would be better than that, but it fits perfectly into the pattern, the sequence of Matchmaker.
Nice work.
Had to grunt to finish that job, but I did it. I was so shocked that it was still just hanging around. They had like 3 people there to knock it in. Nice. Sounds like a fun class, says Caleb.
It was a fun class.
Yeah.
It was a really fun class.
Did
It
you
helps that it was taught by Santa Claus as a fisherman. He was hilarious.
Wait, I'm confused. Why? So he had a big beard.
Yeah. So put Santa Claus in your mind.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And now make him a lot more rougher on the edges, like a lifelong fisherman would be.
Well, you're like describing like the fish sticks guy
Yeah.
Pretty
similar.
Well, I don't remember what kind of fish sticks they are, but somebody does or can look it up. But yeah, there's like a fisherman brand, or sorry, a fish sticks brand that has a very Santa Claus looking fisherman on the front.
Yeah, I think that was him.
Either that or you're describing the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer. One of the two.
He did not have a hook for him.
Because then I also had thought of the Islanders mascot from the mid-'90s, but that person's face was shadowed, so no guarantee how big that person's beard was. See, this is why Downs is not our head of research and development. We definitely spend so much more money on K-Lab. Is I ask, who's the person on the fish sticks brand, and he gives me frozen vegetables. He gives me bird's eye.
I almost got there.
Captain Birdseye. Downs. It's Gorton's. Why is it a T? Like, couldn't it have been Gordon's Fish Sticks? But instead, is Gorton like a last name?
Probably. Do you think somewhere out there there's a Gordon Gorton?
I just kind of want to put too much emphasis on the second part of that. Gortons. Fish Sticks. Oh, are you having some Gortons tonight? Yes, I am. I eat nothing but Gortons. I should have got that on a rebound. See, that's the kind of goal. That's my next wave in Rocket League. I got to be able to score on those instead of pushing it high. This is there for the taking. What's that?
Our teammates running into me.
Yeah. Remember that teammate we had last game, I think, where they scored early on ourselves and then, we ended up being fine, right? But like shortly after that own goal, they like plowed into me to the point where I was wondering if like they purposely are trying to like sabotage us.
Yeah, it was suspicious.
Link says, gotta lurk for the moment. Gonna get a bag ready for therapy. My therapist is extremely excited. to see my art from vacation. That's awesome. And if you want to see some of Link's art, you can find it in our Discord, which you can find at gamingmorningshow.tv/where-to-find-GMS, or you can click that link right there. But we do have a whole section on the Discord that are shout-out, self-promotion related. So if you ever have anything you're working on and you want to see what other people think, or you just want to share it, you can always throw it in there, whether you're doing, live stuff like we are, or working on art, maybe you cook, whatever it is, whatever kind of floats your boat. There's options there. So I got credit for connecting on that bicycle kick, but I didn't get like a save or a clear or anything, which is a little baffling to me because that was going in. Maybe
It should have at least been a clear. That was not sure why.
Ooh, I have the new goal explosion for the season.
Nice.
286, 264, and 211. That was a very balanced attack from Sports.Gaming, Hefty Goof, and Chicken Charlie. It's amazing how many games of Rocket League we play in a week that I don't actually notice our username of the teammate, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's better.
Chicken Charlie's good, though.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. All right, fun show so far. 7:25 West Coast time. It's 10:25 out east. 3:25 for those watching GMS in the UK. Doo-doo-doo. Captain Birdseye is the fish fingers dude in the UK. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, so you're telling me the truth. Well, now I feel bad, Downs, because I was looking at you saying you're giving me bird's eye vegetables. It makes me wonder if Gorton's couldn't get market share in the UK, doodle-doo, but they were able to create a fish stick brand. Sorry, Bird's Eye couldn't get fish stick market share in the US, but then created enough of them to kind of corner the market overseas.
And looking at pictures, neither Gorton nor Captain Birdseye have a long enough Santa beard to fit the description.
So what you're talking about is, imagine Fisherman ZZ Top. Look up the Islanders logo from 1994, and this is not either, because you can't. It's a shadowy figure, but it does look like the killer from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Okay, yeah, it was definitely the Gorton's fish stick dude that I was thinking of. But yeah. Too trimmed of a beard.
Too clean cut.
All right, well, coming up this summer, GMS will offer a Combonomics class.
Combinatorics.
What did I say?
It's the same.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So you can gamble with us is basically what we're saying. By the way, in case you were wondering, Gorton's of Gloucester. Gloucester is a subsidiary of Japanese seafood conglomerate Nippon Susan Kaisha Limited, producing fish sticks and other frozen seafood for the retail market in the United States. Gorton's also has a North American food service business, which sells to fast food restaurants such as McDonald's, and an industrial coating ingredients operation, according to Wikipedia.
Nice.
Quiet M Gaming. Ryan, read all of this. Figured out the Zoom thing. The USB ports on the hub I use seem to not be working. One of those ports was for the mic, so instead Zoom defaulted to my Bluetooth mic, which is on a separate piece of hardware embedded in the headphones or something, IDK. But that was the cause. Once I switched the mic in Zoom to use the internal one on my laptop, now all my sounds are working again. Probably need to just swap out this hub to have everything all working again.
Yeah, reverse psychology doesn't work on Ryan. Sorry. Fine. It's impervious.
Read all of this. Combonatronics. Let's get you a list of the day. This is 10 of the most incredible and inspiring trees in the world. This is a big headline. Can it actually show up and deliver?
Who knows? We'll see.
This is from the website urinabios.com. Okay. That's much better than the one we had yesterday.
Hopefully.
So just imagine if we combine the words sophisticated and mom. Brilliant. All right. 10 of the most incredible, inspiring trees in the world. Trees are some of the oldest living organisms in the world, and they come in every size, shape, and color imaginable, from the flowering tree to thorny trees to rainbow trees. They all are pretty magnificent and tend to amplify any environment that they are in. So here you go. 10 of the world's coolest, more so incredible and inspiring trees.
1.
There's a 1,400-plus-year-old Chinese ginkgo, and every November this ginkgo tree drops yellow leaves, turning the temple into a yellow ocean. This is in, well, it's a Chinese ginkgo, so I'm assuming it's in Chinese. Chinese. In China, Hefty. China. I feel like I owe you 5 of them. Anyway, it does look really cool, and this is probably going to be one of those lists when we share it with you at the end that you're going to want to take a look at.
2.
And hopefully one of these is near us so we can go see it. But first, 125-plus-year-old rhododendron. It's actually not a tree at all. It's a shrub. These species can grow to be shrubs to baby trees. This beautiful photo was taken of a huge rhododendron in front of someone's house in Canada. It's as big as the house. It's very pretty.
You know what they say, trees are bigger in Canada.
3.
All right, you gave that one. I have the baobab trees in Madagascar. Baobab trees. They can grow 100 feet tall, 35 feet wide. They're absolutely huge. These are kind of cool because it looks like it's like almost probably a trunk that's maybe even bigger than like a redwood. Maybe, I don't know how big redwoods are, but then it kind of just tapers off at the end and becomes. It's almost like a tree grew on the top of a big trunk that grew vertically. They can store apparently 32,000 gallons of water to defy drought. It's pretty cool.
4.
Number 4, a Japanese maple tree in Portland, Oregon.
We made it.
This tree is so famous that it has its own Flickr group dedicated to it. It's been featured on National Geographic and is located in the Japanese Garden in Portland. It's easy to see why the leaves glisten with different colors that vary from green to russet to crimson.
So it's an Alabama fan, huh? Oh, no, you didn't say Crimson Tide. It likes Harvard. You've seen this tree, right?
Not in person.
Really?
I've never been to the Japanese garden.
Oh. I've been to the Rose
Might need
Garden.
to
I don't
go.
know if I went to the gym. I think I did.
5.
Which is a shame. I should remember. The meth use law.
Methuselah.
Damn it. Just going to keep this up and handy. It is one of the oldest known trees at 5,000 years old. It is in California, although its exact location remains undisclosed to protect it from destruction. Well, then how do you find it?
It's a secret.
It is part of a Bristol cone pine grove, where another tree, slightly older, also lives to this day. But we're not going to mention it. We're only going to tell you about this one.
6.
It's a cool looking tree. General Sherman sequoia tree. General Sherman is a giant sequoia tree located in Sequoia National Park in California. It's currently the largest known living single stem tree on Earth. Its estimated mass is 2,472,000 pounds and is estimated to be around 2,400 to 2,800 years old. He's a big one.
7.
Just call me Angel. I'm the Angel Oak Tree. It's in South Carolina. Angel Oak Tree itself is around 400 years old, and its branches go in every which way. That sounds like a Dr. Seuss tree.
It's very climbable.
The tree provides shade and stretches nearly 17,200 square feet. I don't actually know how big that is, but I know how big my house is, so it's pretty big. Pretty big.
8.
Small. Number 8 is the trees of dead Vlei, or Vlei. These skeleton-like trees are located in dead Vlei, Namibia, and the trees themselves are estimated to be around 100 years old. It's said that it once was brimming with life, and now only hosts the skeletons of the trees. The temperature is so dry that the trees left over cannot properly decompose. Wow.
9.
I think this is my favorite one on the list, the dragon blood tree. These crazy looking trees only grow on Socotra Island in Yemen. It's named dragon blood for its dark red resin, which looks like a thick blood. Its unique appearance only adds to its interesting features, as it looks like an upright umbrella, and it's kind of exactly like it looks. It looks like you could live on the top of the tree.
Yeah. It looks like if this tree was in a video game, that top would be bouncy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a mushroom tree. It's almost like a sky base.
1, 0.
And number 10 is Pandro tree or Pando tree. It's maybe mistakenly be taken for a massive forest. That's a very confusing sentence. You might think it's a massive forest. It's actually a color of one single quaking aspen. It is the largest single organism that has only one underground root system. It's estimated to weigh 6 million kilograms and is nearly 80,000 years old, making it also one of the oldest known organisms. It is located in Fish Lake National Forest in Utah. Yeah, so I've heard of this one. It looks like a bunch of trees. This is one tree with many different upsprouts.
There you go. So there's your list of the day. A whole bunch of trees, including the Methuselah tree. Makes sense. That is from ernabios.com, and that is your list of the day on today, Apple Tree Day. So what is your favorite tree? Definitely let us know, and we will share that with you. All right, Sean's going to take a break, come back with the final hour crew. We'll do some Achievement Hunter and try to get some of our Rocket League challenges out of the way. So we'll have that. Sports is coming up as well in about 15 minutes from now. That is on the way on this morning radio show that plays games. I am Hefty Goof. Thank you for being here for this particular episode. Here's some Apple Tree Day facts from nationaltoday.com. Apple Tree Day originally celebrated a 2-century-old apple tree, but as time passed, the day gained prominence outside of its region or region of origin. The holiday transformed into a celebration of apple cultivation and the fruit's benefits. Apple trees are rendered with great significance. Ancient mythology regards an apple tree as a sacred symbol of good health and prospective happiness. Apples are mentioned in the Celtic holy texts as the, quote, fruit of God. Celtic mythology also highlights the healing properties of apples and the sense of wholeness they bring to the body. Similarly, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, shared a deep association with an apple tree, calling it the tree of love. So there you go. National Bean Day, National Cuddle Up Day, Dry Bean Day, National Davis Day, National Samantha Day, National Shortbread Day, National Smith Day, National Take a Poet to Lunch Day, National Take Down the Christmas Tree Day, and World Day for War Orphans among the days of the day on this Friday. Link has to go going to work. Hope you have a great weekend and a great day of work today. Hope it goes pretty okay. A reminder, this weekend, a whole bunch of people are going to be on the internet doing shows. That includes Chris M. Yee, who's usually on at Saturday around 10 a.m. Pacific time. We will have IMJF Down streaming later today around 12 p.m. Pacific time. And hey, it's Brendan TTV, who's also usually on Saturdays around 10 a.m. Pacific time as well. Earlier in the show, we told you about the Winter Consumer Electronics Show. This day in gaming history, back in 1995, the Virtual Boy was debuted, and later on in 2001, Microsoft showed its Xbox video game system at that same show. Today is Rowan Atkinson, Norman Reedus, Julie Chen, Eddie Redmayne, and Kate McKinnon's birthday as well. We do this every single show at 6:50. If you ever have a birthday you want to celebrate, please let us know so that we can, of course, celebrate with you. Here's the story that we're tracking.
You can news if you wanna.
At this hour on this morning radio show that plays games, and it is a story of lost and found items. I think this has kind of become something almost annually that a lot of places that could potentially collect items, like a hotel, publish so people can get an idea of all of the things that are left behind in certain situations. This is a British hotel chain that has its lost and found items published for this year from Ben Hooper of UPI. The hotel chain Travelodge revealed the most unusual items left behind its British locations in 2022, and that includes a pair of Japanese chin puppies and a soccer team themed wedding cake. It operates 580 hotels in Britain and said some of the most unusual items to pass through its lost and found offices in 2022 included a pair of puppies named J-Lo and Ben that were left behind at its Bath Central location, and a Liverpool Football Club themed wedding cake, which was left at the Liverpool Central Strand Travelodge, where the wedding's best man had been staying. Some of the other unusual items to be reunited with owners include a pair of donkeys named Daisy and Duke, keys to the Sunseeker Hawk 38 powerboat, an oil painting of Queen Elizabeth II, a matching pair of Segway scooters, a 4-foot-tall gingerbread man, and a seagull, as well as a 6-foot-long Longwu Chinese dragon. Okay, I like how between the dragon and the 4-foot-tall model gingerbread man, which all, both in their own rights, are noteworthy, it kind of throws in a seagull. It's an interesting world that we live in. Interesting world. All right, there you go. That's what we're tracking at this hour on this morning radio show that plays games. And Down says, I feel like the hotel should know who these items belong to. Maybe have some sort of idea. Well, and then my question with the wedding cake is they said that the best man had been staying there. And that's fine, but I guess because they said some of these items are reunited with their owners. So how long was the wedding cake lost? Because if it turns out that the wedding cake was supposedly like in the possession of this best man, then you would think that there potentially was like the wedding within a couple of days of that stay by the best man, right? Did the wedding cake make it to the wedding? Did the wedding not actually happen? I'm very, very intrigued by this. You know, we were going to take this wedding cake to the wedding, but, you know, after consideration, we decided not to because it turns out that they were not the right match for each other. Down says they have a record of who stayed there, right? That is true. Travelodge probably hid it for the length of time they could claim it as their own, and then they ate it. I would hope that the amount of time you have to keep an item in your possession before you can legally call it yours. I mean, we acquired a cat through the same kind of process, and we had to wait 30 days before technically the cat was ours. So if that cake was sticking around for over 30 days, I mean, I would still eat it because it's cake and it's delicious, but it probably couldn't have been that good, right? Nice shot. You can eat 30-day cake. You can, but how good is the experience compared to non-30-day cake? Also, I feel like now there's got to be a show called The 30-Day Cake. I don't know what the premise is. And maybe The 30-Day Cake is not like a reality contest show as much as it is like a romantic comedy. Like this fall, Sandra Bullock, Ryan Reynolds star in The 30-Day Cake. What happens when a baker is too busy to focus on his social life? That's when career woman Betsy knocks on the door of the baker's shop and says, "Hey, I need a wedding cake themed of Liverpool. But why? Are you getting married? No, it's for my best friend's wedding. Oh. Because I'm never going to get married. I'm too focused on my career. Okay. The 30-day cake from Paramount Plus. Downs is pitching. Someone has to look after a cake for 30 days. They win if they don't eat it. See, I feel like you're getting into like almost Mr. Beast territory, where like you have to have your hand on the cake for 30 straight days, and then if you don't eat it, then you win $1 million or something. Those contests kind of started in radio. I'm assuming they started radio. Maybe they've existed for a lot longer than I realize. But that was always like a promotion, especially when malls were popular. You'd send a whole bunch of your listeners to the mall, and then you would have them, touch the Ford F-150 from the local Ford dealership that was parked right there in the courtyard. And then the last person to keep their hand on it would win it. But if I remember right, even like back in those situations, I think like people were allowed to use the bathroom. Like there were like bathroom breaks. Where if I remember correctly, for a lot of like the Mr. Beast ones, you have to, right? Maybe they just don't show it. Because I know that some of the Mr. Beast videos where like they have to stay inside a circle or something, they'll have a porta potty or something there. But they don't have to like keep their hand on something. So I'm guessing, yeah, if you do one of those keep your contact on the plane or whatever contests, you probably are like almost legally bound to provide bathroom breaks. Because some of those contests will go for days. You inevitably have to use the bathroom. Down says like those sex head things where you look after an egg in lieu of a baby. Okay. Listen, if that's your pitch, I'll support you. Caleb says, I'd rather eat 30-day cake than fondant. You don't like fondant that much? I mean, I will admit that a nice buttercream is a significantly better experience than fondant, but, I mean, it's still not awful. I can't think of fondant anymore without thinking of Buddy versus Duff, which was a Food Network show. And Buddy, wherever, I think he's from maybe Boston. Yeah, because Duff is from Baltimore. I think Buddy's from Boston. Or maybe New Jersey. I think actually New Jersey. And there, his accent, or the way that he pronounces that word, came out as fondant. And so now every time I see that word, all I can think of is fondant. But like the other day, I was listening to one of the 90s music channels, or maybe it was Pop 2K on SiriusXM. And so Pop 2K is a lot of music from the 2000s. It's all music from the 2000s. And there was a song by a girl group named Dream. And ever since like I listened to that song, I went down a Wikipedia rabbit hole of Dream. And like it was a band that was formed. I thought it was a reality TV show, but it might have just been like, it might have had a TV show built around the formation of the band. It wasn't like a contest or anything. I can't remember for sure. But P. Diddy was involved with it. I think at the time he was still Puff Daddy. And like that band only had really 2 songs that they even, I think, shot music videos for. And they apparently reunited back in like 2016. But I kid you not, since watching that, well, not watching that music video, but since listening to that song on SiriusXM, on my Twitter feed, I had somebody else the other day, like, react to a tweet about, like, name the most perfect pop song or something like that in terms of, like, composition and lyrics, or I don't remember, but it was supposed to be, like, the most complete pop song of all time. And, like, the first comment down was Dream. which I wouldn't agree with at all. But here I am, like, in a 48-hour span, having 2 Dream, mentions after not thinking about that band for 20 years. It was really weird. And that's the same thing with Fondant. It's like, this thing will just stick with me for way longer than it probably should, because I watched a TV show one time. Look at that. We're champions. Can't take that away from us. It's 7:49 West Coast time. It's 10:49 out east. 3:49 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Let's see. Caleb says, I will eat fondant without complaint. Okay. But you'd rather eat 30-day cake than fondant. Listen, Caleb, you don't seem to have some firm stances of things you won't eat as much as things that you will eat.
Scrapple. Gross.
Just saying. That's why you always constantly help me, get out of my comfort zone, though, because I'll definitely eat some of the things that you say are delicious. Definitely.
Not a chance I'm eating Scrapple.
All right, 7:50, it is time for sports. Big sports weekend ahead, maybe. I don't really know. I guess the national championships for football are Sunday and Monday with North Dakota State, South Dakota State, 11 a.m. Kickoff for the FCS title game. That is the Football Championship Series. ABC is where that will be televised in the U.S. And then on Monday night, it'll be ESPN, 4:30 p.m., TCU and Georgia for the College Football Playoff Championship. That'll be on ESPN, as I mentioned. I think South Dakota State actually wins this time, and I have no area of expertise. I like Division I AA football just great because I grew up in Montana, and that was a big deal with Montana State. But I mean, North Dakota State's won like it's like 8 of the last 9 FCS championships. They're the king of FCS football. But South Dakota State's the number 1 ranked team in the nation, has already beaten North Dakota State this year. So we'll see what happens. That'll be at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning on ABC. Final weekend of the NFL. And speaking of which, we mentioned Damar Hamlin was injured on Monday night as the Bengals and Bills played. This is an update from CBS Sports 12 minutes ago. Written by Cody Benjamin and Shanna McCarriston. Bill's safety breathing on his own, talking and making remarkable progress in recovery 4 days after arriving in critical condition at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. Bill's safety, Damar Hamlin, continues to be on the road to a remarkable recovery. Doctors announced Thursday he is reportedly delivering a message to his teammates on Friday. He had suffered cardiac arrest after a tackle in Monday's game against the Bengals, requiring CPR and resuscitation before being taken by ambulance to the hospital's intensive care unit. On Friday, the Bills provided a positive update, saying his breathing tube was removed, indicating he's breathing on his own. The team added that Hamlin continues to progress remarkably in his recovery. His neurologic function remains intact, and he has been able to talk to his family and care team. That's awesome. 7:10 a.m. this morning. That might have even been screenshot on the East Coast, so that might have been 4 o'clock Pacific time. Hamlin has spent the morning talking to teammates on FaceTime and is delivering a message to the entire group. So, there's one thing to know about the most important part of what happened Monday night, is the health of the person who was injured. Now, that game didn't get finished. Earlier this week, the NFL announced that they would not make up that game, and so they came up with some scenarios that would involve things like a neutral site AFC Championship game, because with the Bills and Bengals playing one less game, that could create problems with seeding in the postseason. So here's a headline from Jonathan Jones 1 hour ago. Cincinnati Bengals ownership pushing fellow NFL team owners to vote no to Thursday night's playoff proposal. NFL owners are meeting at 9 a.m. Pacific time today to vote on the proposed postseason changes that would involve a neutral site AFC Championship game in some scenarios, along with the possibility of a coin flip deciding the location of a potential Bengals-Ravens wildcard round game. The latter point is what the Bengals take greatest issue with. The league officially canceled the Bills-Bengals game and ruled it a no contest. The league has already crowned the Bengals as AFC North champions regardless of the outcome. If the 10-6 Ravens beat the 11-4 Bengals on Sunday, a scenario exists where the Ravens are the number 6 seed, the Bengals are the number 3, and in any other year, that should mean the game would be played in Cincinnati, but Baltimore would have won both games in the season series, and since the Bengals didn't play an equal number of games, the league has proposed a coin flip would decide where that playoff game would take place. So it's certainly an unprecedented situation to not only have such a traumatic situation happen to an NFL player. It's certainly this only time it's happened in this generation. You kind of look back at other NFL, huge injuries. Some have taken place in the 90s or earlier. And then, of course, we talked about this on Tuesday after the Monday night game happened. And some people have pointed out other instances where people have died in other sports. I was surprised the NFL didn't have like a break glass situation in terms of if a player is so injured, like in the instance of cardiac arrest or, some sort of other near death or death experience, this is what we do. I was surprised by that, but I'm not necessarily surprised they've had to kind of figure out what to do in real time with it happening so close to the end of the season as it pertains to the actual competition side of things. So there's your updates. The most important thing, again, Damar Hamlin is breathing on his own and appears to be making, quote, a remarkable recovery. So there you go. And that is your sports on Friday, January 6th. Good morning and nice chat to KJ.
Nice chat.
It is good to see you today. What do you think of fondant, KJ? Do you like fondant? And would you eat 30-day-old cake before you would eat fondant? KJ is our head of culinary arts on this morning radio show that plays games, so always important to get an opinion.
Join us over at Hefty Goof's Place You Can Eat.
But yeah, Calaf's mantra is much like what Quiet just said. I'll try any food once. I will eat fondant without complaint. All right, next hour, we are going to give you Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth. That is our audience game. And then Sean and I will try to tackle some of our Rocket Pass challenges in Rocket League. Next Monday, we have our first episode of Minecraft Monday. As requested by you, we're going to work on building out the Hefty Goofs A Place You Can Eat complex, where we have candy bar and sidecar sides and some other great eateries. So we'll work on building that out. It'll also involve Hefty Goof getting some sort of Minecraft tutorial. So that'll be on the way on Monday's Final Hour crew. So stick with us. It is Apple Tree Day. What is your favorite tree? That is a question we're asking of you. And we'll be back with more Gaming Morning Show in a moment on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv.
I wanna follow you. It is my time to choose. Nothing I got to prove. Nothing I got to lose. I wanna follow you. It is my time to choose. It is my time to move. I wanna follow through. Cause I got my own mind. Winning on my own time. Didn't come when I want it, but it's always on time. I'ma go and get it, and it's all part of my vision. Then I'ma show everyone I can make it. I'm different. You can't stop what you can't see. No more change. Yeah, I'm truly.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for bringing your captions back with you, though. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad that you
Austin,
can see them.
Austin
Wait,
Tech,
they're there.
Sports.gaming. We're all together. Better than ever. It's National Tofu Day. Austin, what is your favorite tofu dish?
I'm just confused. Were you making a passive-aggressive comment about my captions? Because they're working for me.
That's what I mean. You brought them back with you.
Yeah. He thanked you. You did good.
Yeah.
But I didn't do
Welcome
anything.
in, Final Hour crew.
Welcome in the Final Hour crew.
Hello,
And that,
FHC.
And not you did nothing good, but you did nothing well.
You did nothing.
Austin, thank you for doing nothing well.
You're right. You're right.
Much of our actions are on autopilot, like this list, simply reacting and not slowing down to think about the repercussions this may have, not just on the relationship with them or how they might feel, but on ourselves. Every reactive behavior gets stored and will come back to us in some form or shape.
6.
Oh, man. Number 6, see the lesson in everything and practice letting go. Whatever the situation, there is a truly powerful and loving message being delivered to you. It might seem that the package looks quite harsh, but if we look between the lines, we had something to learn, and without this happening,
we probably wouldn't have seen it. Life will enrich us with lessons that we can take from challenges. If it is a loss of something or someone or a big unexpected change that really makes you tremble, you can choose to see the good in it.
Also becoming cartificial laugh-telligence.
Maybe that's why to you it looks like the game isn't lagging anymore, is you're just lagging in sync with the game.
I think that's definitely the most reasonable explanation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We should write a sci-fi novel about this.
Quiet says we should play Sudoku as our audience game today, or community game today. I'll see if I can pull that off, actually. I probably can. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Deal. Crypto says some crazy Sudokus require math to be done, such as the very long sums or products. But yeah, standard Sudokus don't require any maths. How do you like your Sudokus? I like it mathless.
Hold the math, please.
Yeah. Actually put my math on the side. I'll get to it if I'm still logically inclined. And only Austin.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. Sports are dumb. We got a show for you, though, anyway. We'll do sports at 7:50 this morning. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll check in with the video game headlines of the day. We'll also get the vegan news of the day, which that looked like a pretty badass tomato, I'm not going to lie.
Can't wait to eat it.
Tomatoes at, you're what, 9-11 in the morning where you live?
There's something about cherry tomatoes that are like fresh.
For breakfast?
Well, I'm also having vegan bacon and toast.
A classic pairing. Bacon, toast, and tomatoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ow.
What's for
You know,
breakfast?
British people have tomatoes for breakfast.
Are you also drinking from your water bottle?
I'm drinking water out of my mug.
We'll send all players 25 dream shards to make up for the balance issues, to kind of band-aid the fix, and then they have since patched it to change the spawn rate of dream shards to make it not quite an issue anymore.
I mean, I've watched Perfect Lioness play a little bit of this game. I think we raided Papa Paws, or via cream cheese we got over to Papa Paws, and Papa's been playing the Disney game. So I've seen a variety of folks playing it, and it looks just like I had someone describe it to me as Animal Crossing but with Disney, and kind of is that way. So as long as they can quit sharding, then they'll be fine.
No, they need more sharding.
Oh, sorry, shard more.
Oh man.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, Gaming Morning Show is on 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific. If you wanna get specific, come Monday through Friday and sometimes after dark. A daily theme with a question mark. We got gaming news and sports and Bob. Hefty, Austin, Mike, and Sean, the heartthrob. I couldn't imagine any other place to go than to start the day with the Gaming Morning Show.
Coming up on Gaming Morning Show. Don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. And GMS, Morning Gaming Renews. Get ready for your takeaways that were pretty okay. And the clip of the day. Find GMS on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and GamingMorningshow.tv. And Go to our website, gamingmorningshow.tv. Go to gms.watch and click on where to find GMS. Go to our website, gamingmorningshow.tv. Time for hour number 3, right now.
Morning, gamer. Welcome back. Gaming Morning Show is here. It's the final hour, the final show for the week. It is also the final show for the first week of 2023. We're not going to do another first week of 2023 again, I promise.
Not till next 2023.
Yeah. When we, as you mentioned earlier, calendars from 2009 are still good in 2026, just like we'll have yet another 2023 next time. Probably.
Probably.
I think. I don't know. Calendars are weird. It's tough. What I do know is you are here with the Final Hour crew, and we are Sports.Gaming and Hefty Goof. It's so good to see you. You can find us on Twitter at WatchGMS, where we broadcast the first 2 hours on Twitter Spaces most days. So thank you for being along with us for the ride.
Welcome in, Final Hour crew.
The Final Hour crew is with us on Friday.
Hello, FHC.
Dungeon Master KJ is here with the GMS emotes. You can get those by becoming a Patreon subscriber on our current subscriber tier. Check it out. It's available now at patreon.com/gaming morning show. We still have one more to add in, and we believe it's going to be an animated one. Mel B on YouTube.
Hello, FHC.
Is here as well. It's great to see you. Welcome in Crosswolf, who said first time here, loving the content so far. Appreciate you being here for this morning radio show that plays games. K-Laugh, our head of research and development, has been with us as well. Quiet I Am Gaming. I am JF Downs checking in addition. Link was here, had to take off for work earlier. Quiet I Am Gaming is with us on this Friday, and if you're lurking, listening, wherever you may be, appreciate you being with us to talk business over the course of this 3-hour morning radio show. Keith Anthony was here earlier as well. Business.
Business.
Business, business?
Business, business.
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 What's for breakfast?
Business. I ate business for breakfast. It's ridiculous. All right, we are on a tear with Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, so we are going to continue to play this game and see how much progress we can make. Maybe hit 700 balloons today.
To see the record for the most balloons banked in Don't Let the Person Floating from the Balloons Fall in the Monster's Mouth, remember to type the easy-to-remember acronym DLTPFFTBFITMMREC.
There it is. Current record and all-time record is 687 balloons. We need to have 2 perfects to get over 700, or, a combination there within. We could go 1, then 6, and then that would be 7, and then that would get us up to 694, and then if we did that, and then we got like another 3, but we could also just get perfects and we wouldn't have to waste our time, so. You can start guessing letters and words, or you can do what Downs just did.
Now that's a big swing.
And say Jupiter. We'll use the I from Jupiter.
I. Correct.
Bob didn't even guess.
I. No.
Well, then what is it, Bob? If you are so correct and no, why don't you just answer the name of the place that we are clearly thinking of?
Pluto. The best damn planet in the world.
I don't think it's Pluto.
A little editorializing right there, don't you think? I don't think it's... I agree. I don't think that's what it is.
I don't think it's Pluto.
Buttsicord.
That's not a place. Okay. Let's try Stadium, shall we?
Nah, the I's in the wrong place. But it could be Stadium.
It could be. You're saying there's a chance. You know what else it could be, right? Could also be
Toadsuck?
Methusia. Sounds like I'm asking you in a very odd way if you use meth.
Sounds like it.
Methusia? What is it actually?
I have to see the word.
Methuselah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
All right, we got an S from Quiet.
S. Incorrect.
E and an N from Melby and Kalaf, respectively.
E. Yes. N. No.
Oh, I know what it is. It's Jupiter.
Jupiter.
It's the name of my favorite planet with the big red spot. Jupiter.
You could take the doors off of Jupiter.
Yeah, you can. It gets really windy, though.
Space rats.
I don't think that's what it is either.
A. T.
Let's see what those are. A and T. A did hit.
Correct.
T did not. We have 4 balloons left. It's a place. It's not Serbia. Quiet just guessed Georgia's minus the S.
Cracked.
Did you just type super fast and you're like, wait, no, there's no S? That was really good, though. It's right.
That was great.
Now, is it the country or the state?
We'll never know.
Too fast for my own good. All right, this one's history. We're up to 693 banked balloons. Georgia's minus S.
Plus sign. S.
No, it's not. It's minus S.
Question mark.
We've broken Bob. He's confused.
R. Correct.
At least we're correct now.
You are correct.
Downs was guessing July 4th, 2020, 36. The year 202,036. A G from Mel B. It rhymes. I like it.
G. No.
Smith. Quarterback.
E. Ding, ding, ding. D. Incorrect.
Oh, he was so serious about that one.
I know. Well, ED is a very serious subject, so. Holy Roman Empire, Batman! How did you both simultaneously come up with Holy Roman Empire?
Crack.
They're the same.
Are you both using the same Cartificial Laugh-telligence?
Maybe it was Skynet.
There's a reason why I am the understudy, says Quiet.
It's true. It's true.
That's amazing. All right, 698 banked balloons. We need 2 more to get to an all-time... I mean, we're already to an all-time best, but for the first time, we'll be over 700 balloons. Downs' goal in life is to reach 1,000 balloons. So we should do this for Downs.
It's a pretty good goal. Uh-oh.
It's a business
Vocab
goal.
words.
Oh, yeah, it's great vocab words. Good point. Kalaf goes you for Downs. Not for me, but for Downs. Yeah, I'm not guessing you. It's just for Downs.
U.
An E from Mel B.
E. Yes.
Combinatronics. Is that what it was? Was Combinatronics?
No.
Okay.
That's also not what I wrote just now.
Doesn't it say Combinatronics?
Not even close. Well, close, but there's no N in there.
Combinatorics. Combinatorics.
There you go.
Aquaphobia was a guess from Downs. An R and an A.
R. No. A. Cha-ching.
And then the D from Downs.
D. Ding, ding, ding.
Nice.
Bob is trying to sound out what a D sounds like.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
S from Quiet.
S. Correct.
I think this word happened in the past tense.
Sacrificed. P from Mel B. Also rhymes.
P. Cha-ching! That's a big swing.
Syncopated. Really?
Nice.
Cracked.
I'm in awe.
Pretty good.
Cracked.
700 banked balloons for the first time in GMS history, and you were here, chat. Give yourself a round of applause. I feel like I picked up the pace of my clap once the audience started clapping too. Oh, is it still going?
Oh yeah, that's a big round of applause.
Wow.
Some say it never ends until you have to cut off the audience. They'll keep going.
Yeah, very in sync. So
yeah.
It's a Guinness World Record. Actually, would someone check what is the longest don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth record while playing it on a morning radio show that plays games? I think there's a chance we might have that one.
I think we have that one.
I think we should go into the Guinness factory or the brew pub there and be like, we're here to submit our own record.
So, go ahead.
This is nature. That's the next pick.
Arturo, he's moved now, but for a while he was behind my mixer trying to lay down, and he did that cat thing where he's like, I'm gonna lay here, and then realized there are too many cords, too many things back there that he can't lay down, but he's already committed, so he's like, no, this is fine. I decided on this. I'm gonna lay here.
Never been more comfortable.
He finally gave up and moved.
I'm moving because I want to.
Yeah. This was my choice. I could have laid here longer, but I want to move.
Now that's a big swing.
Tornadoes from Downs. We use O since Mel B also guessed that as well.
No. Oh. No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Mushroom. It's not mushroom either because there was no O. R from quiet.
R. Correct.
You are correct.
You are correct.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Bob. Good job.
Ding.
Tornado mushrooms. That sounds terrifying.
But they're twisty.
But yeah, I was gonna say, also sounds like what a variety of a mushroom could be.
Yeah, honestly. Tornado mushroom is tasty. Mushroom tornadoes terrifying.
Bad, yeah. An A from quiet.
A. Cha-ching.
Turdanis. For nature, Turdanis. I don't know what Turdanis are.
I don't either.
Or is it Turdanis?
No idea.
Turdanis. This is nature. It says I mashed buttons, and you got Turdanis. That sounds like some exotic dish or something. What are you having tonight?
Oh, Turdanis. Yeah, you know, they say Turdanis Tuesday.
You know, they pronounce it Turdanis in France.
It's true.
T. Incorrect. N. Correct.
So happy.
I from Calaf.
I. Yes. You. No.
That's Bob smack talking.
Bob likes it.
Tarzania? Tarzania? Nope, there's no O. There's no T either, so neither there can't be any of these things that I'm saying. Gardenia? Let's go with the E in that? Or maybe the D? I'll go with the E.
E. Yes.
Now the D.
D. Correct.
And the G.
G. Ding, ding, ding.
All right.
Nice.
Kalaf, Quiet I Am Gaming, and the rest of you, fantastic performance. Congratulations.
Correct.
Quiet goes, the heck? Isn't gardenia like a plant variety or something?
That sounds like it. Yeah, it's a flower.
Oh, yeah, kind of obscure, but it is in nature, I guess. It's a nice flower. Okay. Well, congratulations, chat. You were here for the first time we've ever eclipsed 700 banked balloons. And don't let the person floating from the balloons fall in the monster's mouth. And we are now going to continue for another week to see if we can get to 769 banked balloons. So it was nice being on 669.
Nice.
It was nice.
It's in the coffee family. Really? Mel B says it's a flower that smells so good, and you added nice cup of gardenia. It smells so lovely in the morning. All right, we hit 700 banked balloons in roughly, we're guessing roughly 8 to 9 weeks worth of shows, because we started in October, but we missed out on about 3 weeks. So that'd be 12 weeks minus 3 is roughly 9. I think it's been roughly 9. Maybe let's say 10. So we're averaging about 70 balloons a week. And so we have 292 to go until we get to 1K, which means 292 divided by 70 is like, it's another month away.
Yeah?
Math good, me.
V.
Maybe 5 weeks. That's why Bob said V. It's 5. All right, it's 8:20 on this morning radio show that plays games. 11:21 now out east and 4:21 for those watching GMS in the UK.
Hello, FHC.
Hello, Mythical Dragon 84. Thank you for stopping by. Good morning. We are asking you today on this morning radio show that plays games. Hey, it's Apple Tree Day. What is your favorite tree? It's definitely a gardenia tree. That's my favorite tree.
Coffee tree.
The tree that produces flowers. All right, Sean, I think we should go after 3 saves and a win. What do you say?
Yeah, but who's going to try to get it?
Oh, me, of course. That's way more fun.
Okay.
No, I got to do it. I got to do it
We'll
last
try to
time.
go for it at the same time and just fight over saves.
By the way, I'm going to equip a new title on my card. I really like the one that I had, but now there's an option for being a dungeon master. And since we have Dungeon Meowster KJ, I'm doing it in honor of KJ. So now my banner will read Hefty Goof Dungeon Master. You said this is on the new season challenges, stage 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, it is in there for me, but you know what? We're gonna let you have a chance at one finally.
I will see how long it takes. So 3 saves and a win.
3 saves and a win was the name of my band in high school. Also was that show, 2 Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place. Remember that? 3 saves and a win was right next door.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was early Ryan Reynolds.
I was gonna say, wasn't that Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
I was
And
about
it
to...
was a funny show, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, I knew a lot of people who liked it. I just couldn't remember if it was in fact Ryan Reynolds, but I was thinking, I think it is, and sure enough. So. Dungeon Meows to KJ says, "Oh, I just remembered we have a dwarf pink lady apple tree that has never produced edible apples. Sad face. See? This is what I'm talking about. There's too many apple trees that produce absolutely no dividends whatsoever.
It might as well just be a tree at that point.
Yeah. I mean, all it is a garbage machine. So my role in 3 saves and a win when I'm not trying to get it myself is to try to score, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, and just so you know, chat, I am ordinarily very locked in to reading your comments. However, On Friday in the Final Hour crew, I must be locked into gameplay. So I'm not even going to look at you until this game is over.
Live.
Nope, look, I'm minimizing chat right now. That's a first. I've never done that before in the history of Gaming Morning Show. So I have to be cracked for my bro-in-law. I can't make any saves either, which, you know, is usually not a problem for me, but I stayed away from that one.
That's one.
Oh, you got one? Nice.
Yeah.
I could have dropped from the heavens and tried to get that, but I didn't. That should have counted. This game is rigged. Cracked!
Ooh, nice. Ooh, this is Rocket League. All right, well, now we're in the lead. That's a good start.
I would say whatever chat is saying right now, but I can't. I minimize it. I can't even look at you. It's just a big blue backdrop.
Do you want to know what Caleb said?
Nope. I don't even need to know.
It's a good one.
Nope. You're not going to tempt me.
I'm going to tell you.
No, I'm not even interested.
That's two. He said business.
Yeah, we're all business this morning. So we have 2 saves and a lead.
Yeah, so if I get one more, then we go just all-out offense and build that lead up.
Oh, that would have been another one. There you go. Perfect setup for them.
Get there.
What's the name of that person? Chris K3?
Chris.
Remember when Toxic Chris played Rocket
No,
League?
Bob, it's not that Chris. Jeez.
Not Chris ME, Chris K3.
Bob can't read. Is
All right,
that
that's
it?
3.
Okay, all right. Onslaught begins. We're going to win this game 8-1. Or lose. But either way, have a good time, am I right? I hope the folks we're playing also bought Rocket Pass so that they know what we're trying to do. Nice, there's
4.
another one. Can you get Savior twice in one game?
Yeah. Just like you can get Hat Trick more than once.
Nice.
For every multiple of 3.
We should get...
What if we both got it at the same time?
Ooh,
Maybe you should get saves.
All right, there you go. There you go. I'm gonna go back. I think that's a bad idea, but we're gonna try it anyway because why not? I can't see chat because I'm no longer a chat reader. I don't know. I retired from reading chat. I guess I could kind of play up since I was right there in front of the net.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been great if I did it straight. But
teammate. I have the shot perfectly lined up. He comes screaming out from the side to hit it sideways because he's coming from the side.
I wonder how many times a show, not a show, how many times in a month Sean goes, teammate, because it happens so frequently that the teammate sabotages.
Well, and some people, and you and I have definitely both had this fallacy before, where you get into the mode of like, I can hit it, I'm going to hit it, and it's like, no, just look around. You have a terrible angle, no shot on it. Just leave it alone.
I can't believe I need to be able to hit that shot. It was wide open, and oh crap! What are you doing in my net? My net. It was wide open, and I just need to hit it down as opposed to...
Yeah, downs.
Yeah, I need to hit it down. Man, this is quite the thing. I can't think of the word.
Situation?
We're just like hanging out in front of the net in the corner. It was like real soccer for a second. Okay, I don't think we're going to get me 3 saves in this amount of time, so instead I propose that we just win the game.
That'd be good.
I mean, we could still get both of the challenges in one Friday, which is pretty impressive, but we'd have to be the very next game because you only have time for one more. So I haven't even looked at chat because it's not there. I mean, I just looked where chat usually is because I miss you, but I've been banned from chat. Oh crap! Please win this game. All right. Well, now we only have time to maybe only win you the one. So
Yeah.
all right, good push. There you go.
Nice. Ah. Up and back.
See, if I had more confidence in my scoring abilities, I would have told you to stay off of that one, but I didn't want to call you off because I wasn't sure I had to hit it. Oh no, I didn't expect it to go there. Nice job. As long as we've been playing this game, I should be able to read the walls a little bit better than I do typically, but
It's tough sometimes.
yeah, still. Oh, it's perfectly centered. Oh, and I missed. Chad, I hope you're doing all right. Just want to let you know that I'm thinking about you, even though I'm not looking at you. No! Ooh, that was dicey. That was dicey tomatoes. Crap.
Ah. What a waste.
We should have just scored more goals.
Broncos car on blue team. 2021 to 2022.
Kalaf says business. See, I hadn't looked since you wrote business. Mel B, I'm so sorry. I know you said a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just readying up. We'll see if we can get it in under the wire.
Ooh. I have 5 minutes and the game takes 5 minutes.
Well, that'd be
I have
perfect.
to, I don't. Oh,
You just ready up.
okay.
No.
I might have to drop out mid-game.
Yeah, you might have to, but hey, we could still win it as long as you get 3 saves right off the rip. Oh, I wonder if it doesn't work if you get booted. Does that make sense? So, do you have to be in there at the
I
very
probably
end?
have to be there for the win.
All right, I'm no longer looking at chat. We have 4 minutes to try to get Sean a 5-minute 3 saves victory. So, chat, just talk amongst yourselves, okay? Remember that time we took a 1-0 lead really early?
Yep.
Those were the days. I'll remember it fondly. Ah! Nice.
Oh.
Come on. Oh, hey, we're playing with Chris 3K. They're our teammate now.
Nice.
Or no, sorry, Chris K3.
Ah.
Chris MK3. You're not getting your saves.
They haven't had a shot on goal yet. Oh. Sorry, Chris.
Nice. All right, 4 minutes left. And the math's working out because it's you have exactly 4 minutes left. Wink. I'm looking up at a big blue void where chat usually is, and I miss you. So if you're in chat, just talk amongst yourselves and know that Hefty's thinking about you.
Downs said business this time.
Aw, thanks, Downs.
Caleb said business?
Yeah, remember, we're taking care of business.
And Vendetta said...
Wait, you can read chat?
Business?
Oh, that was not the right way. But if that goal was in the corner...
What if the goal just moved?
That would be incredibly difficult.
Oh, Chris!
Was that Chris? What are we doing, Chris?
Remember when Toxic Chris played
I was
Rocket
trying
League?
to set up for, where they were. It came from the direction I wasn't expecting.
Well, so far this game looks to be on pace for you to be able to leave it no sweats. I mean, at least Chris apologized.
All right, leads back. Now I just need 3 saves.
In 3 minutes, of which you definitely have. I still love
Down said we could all say naughty words and they would never know. Poop.
Again, I don't think it's fair you can look. You gotta be
But
locked in.
I haven't proven to be unable to try to read chat and be where I need to be in Rocket League.
And I have.
Yes.
I bet if I could look at chat, they would strongly disagree with you. I'm trying to not get in your way. Like, since it's across midfield, I'll go up and try to play it. But if it's dropping back, I gotta let them try to score. Oh, but Chris K3 don't care.
K-Laugh also said a bad word. He said, sick. Didn't count.
I was trying to clear. Oh, sorry. Hi. That's yours. That's yours.
Class Chris.
Classic Chris. Wait, what? Did you
Classic Chris.
Oh, that was a clear. I shouldn't have touched it. I'm sorry. Can't believe you'd say that about Chris K3. That's not where the goal is, Vazify.
I got bumped out of the goal. All right, I'm leaving.
All right, we'll miss you. Sean's got to go. Everyone say goodbye to Sean. Goodbye, Sean. Goodbye. Goodbye, Sean. Goodbye. All right. Haha, I can put chat back up. No one's here to judge me anymore. I'm going to show my epic gameplay in addition to reading chat. Chat is having a potty mouth right now. I leave for 3 minutes. And you all get out of sorts, huh? Well, Hefty's back. So much shade from Sean. Listen, Sean really wanted to get that challenge. This is where I wish you could pull up your challenges in-game. Because then it would allow us to, like, see how much progress we're making. Like, or I could shift to focusing on a different challenge. That would be better. So, Forgettable Vendetta, I'm sorry that I missed you when you walked in, but the Final Hour crew is now very serious, where I have to focus on succeeding in achievements. So I can't greet you anymore. I can't acknowledge that you said your favorite tree is a neem tree. Can't do it anymore. Not allowed. We're also going to lose this game. Thank you for being here for the business episode of Gaming Morning Show. See, I kind of feel like the whole thing with the 3 saves and a win is you get so focused on trying to like win the game, you almost play not to lose. And that's probably not true, but it kind of feels that way, at least maybe for me. That I just got to pretend, we're not trying to achieve anything specific. And I won't play with the same kind of like nerves that can be the case. Is that AI? It is AI. Yeah. It's all over. Oh, you blew up our teammate? That was rude. I'm just trying to out here have a good Rocket League time. Losers. All right. There you go. 8:38 West Coast time. It's 11:38 out east. It is 4:38 for those watching GMS in the afternoon. Doo-doo. Thank you for being here. Had a lot of fun today. Had a lot of fun this week, and thank you so much for being a part of it. As I've said before, one of my favorite parts about doing the show is getting a chance to, let my personality come through a lot better on air than I've ever before in my life, and that's a credit to you, chat, too, for making it super fun. So thank you for being part of it, and of course we'll be back on Monday, as we are Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Stand by. We're going to send you somewhere if you're watching on Twitch via the raid, but first we got some things still left to do. What were your takeaways that were pretty okay? What is something you learned from this morning's show? We'll definitely share that coming up in just a bit. We'll also name our Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award winner and have our clip of the day very shortly. Good morning to Keith Anthony.
Hello, FHC.
I know you were here in the early part of the show, but also wanted to say hello, FHC, to you as well. K-Laugh's advice is pretty sound. Just score more goals than the other team. You'll win every time. It's that easy. That's all you got to do is just score more goals than the other team, and you won't have any problems whatsoever. It's pretty smart.
Well, you know, as they say.
Some of the stories we told you about today included a man climbing a tree to escape a charging moose in Alberta. Apparently did so successfully.
Calgary, the Vegas of the North.
And then we told you about the British hotel chains, lost and found items that included puppies and a wedding cake. We also got into a discussion of, would you eat 30-day cake or a cake with fondant? Which apparently is a polarizing question. We also got into a very deep discussion about business and having your business cards ordered. And also if you have, well, that might be my takeaway that's pretty okay, so I'll share that in a moment. A couple of the other days of the day, just to share a few: National Take a Poet to Lunch Day, National Take Down the Christmas Tree Day, and National Cuddle Up Day. What are your weekend plans as well? I hope they go swimmingly. I'm going to be on the road. I got basketball, longest road trip we take each year, so I'll be driving a whole bunch after the show today, and then I'll be back on Sunday. Final Broncos game of the year, mercifully. So we'll have that against the Chargers in Denver. And I won't be there, but I'm going to watch it. And then, off season begins, finding a coach and all of that jazz. So excited for my weekend. We'll be back Monday, as I mentioned. All right, it's time for the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Re-News. This is the recap of the video game headlines that we shared with you in the first hour. If you miss any of these,
hashtag GMS Morning Gaming News
is the best way to find them. You can find that both on Twitter, where we post them kind of in real time, and after most of our shows on our Instagram at WatchGMS. So you can check them out there as well. Sean, our video game expert, shared that Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer says Metal Gear Solid producer says 2023 will be a year of announcements, year of many announcements. Now, this is actually a story we shared with you last week when I was kind of making up the news in real time. But what we did learn is that there was a slight update in the story from Wesley LeBlanc. So if you'd like to check that out, we certainly invite you to do so from Game Informer. Long story short, I had learned that Metal Gear Solid has kind of been like absent for a little bit of time. And so now it may be time to have a new one, is kind of what we're learning in real time about Metal Gear Solid. So if you want a new Metal Gear Solid game, you might be in luck sooner than later, according to Wesley LeBlanc of Game Informer, but still very heavy in the world of speculation. So no guarantees. Warner Brothers and Discovery SFO says company is entering a chapter of rebuilding. What's an SFO? Strategic Financial Officer? I've never heard of an SFO before. If anyone knows what that is, I'd be curious. We learned a lot about some of the Warner Brothers games that are made. They, of course, have the DC Comics license, and so they're responsible for things like Gotham Knights, and they have a Suicide Squad video game coming out soon. But they also are in charge of Hogwarts Legacy. They also have Multiverses, which I kind of knew already. What was another one of the games that they were responsible for? They've had the Matrix games over the years because they own that property. There's going to be a Wonder Woman game, some mobile Mortal Kombat games, and the Lego Star Wars game that came out April of last year, the Skywalker Saga. So if you played any of the Lego games before, apparently that is also contracted through Warner Brothers. So maybe a new entry into the video game, maybe kind of a revamp, as they say overall the company is entering a chapter of rebuilding. And last but not least, more updates on the Activision Blizzard acquisition through Microsoft. Ryan Dinsdale of IGN has a story about the UK government extending an investigation into the Activision Blizzard deal due to its complexity. I don't know what else to tell you. I think we are going to just continuously get Activision Blizzard updates for the rest of our life. And that deal will be complete by the time that KLAF's 2009 business cards finally become valid again. So lots of options there, I suppose. There you go. Also, Ryan Dinsdale had the prior story about Warner Brothers in addition. Out today, we are caretakers for Xbox Legacy of the Pact PC, Lollipop for PC, Royal Battle Warzone out for PC, Royale Battle out today for PC, Crypt Architect out today for PC, and we also have Crypt Architect for PC and Shori Conquest out today for PC as well. So there's a couple of things. Today's name of the morning. This is a good one. I think it might be a front runner for January name of the month. Towers, Turrets, Turtles out today for PC. There's no and in there. It's just Towers, Turrets, and Turtles for PC. If you missed that,
Hashtag GMS name of the morning.
and if you haven't entered our name of the month contest as a Patreon subscriber, that one is now over. We had to have entries in as yesterday became today, but we'll have very soon in our Discord channel for Patreon subscribers a December name of the month giveaway that is for Hellbangers and Holiday Hell. If you want to win and are not a Patreon subscriber, be on the lookout for a Fulfillment Appreciation name of the month giveaway sometime this month. All right, what are your takeaways that were pretty okay? We need to know what you learned from today's show. Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award. There were a lot of outstanding performances in chat. The first hour was especially impressive. So for those who were with us early on, we're going to give it to IMJF Downs, who simply typed the word business into chat, and that proceeded to kind of derail a variety of things this morning. But I like the fact that it hearkened to Quiet I Am Gaming, who has in the past also typed work-related things into our chat, so much so that Quiet had to invest in additional hardware to fix that problem. Down said, I was trying to search for business cards, typing business didn't help much on my work screen either. And then Quiet had issues with Quiet's USB port and proceeded to tell me not to read something, which I in fact did read, and then told me to read something, which I also in fact read. And since Quiet I Am Gaming is also the pioneer of typing work-related stuff into internet chat, IMJF Downs and Quiet I Am Gaming are our co-winners of the Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award.
Billy Thundergun Teammate of the Match Award.
Congratulations, winners. Honorable mention to Caleb as well. It's time for the clip of the day. The clip of the day. Hey, look, it's the clip of the day. Toot toot.
Had a small part in Love Actually. He did a pretty good job. It was pretty good.
Never seen that movie.
Mm-hmm. He's fantastic as Zazu.
I didn't remember him as Zazu. Wait, isn't Zazu the toucan?
Yeah.
I thought that was John Oliver.
Like advisor.
I think they have that wrong.
No, this is the original animated version.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then, you know what is the truth then? I didn't know that. That's Rowan Atkinson?
Yeah.
Okay. John Oliver was the one in the live. Thank you, Downs. Okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, Zazu was great in the first Lion King, the original one. The Lion King. It's a movie. Actor Norman Reedus turns 54 today.
Norman had a small role in Blade 2.
You know,
as Zazu.
You know, I swear, you know, it made perfect sense what Sean was trying to tell me, but for some reason, I was really struggling hardcore with the fact that he was referring to the original Lion King, which kind of blows my mind that was Rowan Atkinson, because I honestly guess I just don't know Rowan Atkinson's voice, because my only familiarity with Rowan was as Mr. Bean, and he never talked there. So, yeah, just a very interesting connection, I suppose. So, enjoyed it, though. I'm happy that we went down that little rabbit hole to get to kind of where we wound up. So, there you go. All right, we're going to go over to Helly Panda this morning. If you're watching on Twitch, this is a person who's on suggested channels from someone we follow on GMS. Helly Panda, I love playing adventure games, multiplayer games, and all of the fun/silly games I can find. I am also really into crafting and painting. So if you'd be so kind as to say good morning from GMS, we would truly appreciate that. We'll send you over there after the best moments from today's show. All right, what is something you learned from today's show? What is your takeaway that was pretty okay? One of the things that I learned the most is when you buy business cards that have one of those itty-bitty little mini calendars on the back, make sure that you consider just how long it'll take you to get through a full sleeve of business cards, because you may be surprised that it'll take much longer than you realized it would. These are the wise words of one head of research and development, Caleb. So there we are. All right, we'll be back Monday. I hope you all have a great weekend. Like I said, traveling a lot this weekend, so may not see you in very many places that we would otherwise see you, but excited to be back on Monday. We'll have Minecraft Monday as we start to build out the GMS Hefty Goof, a place you can eat playlist, not playlist, a compound. It'll include some of your favorite establishments.
Join us at Candy Bar, located next to Hefty Goof's, a place you can eat.
So we'll have that on Monday. On Tuesday, return to Hamster Playground. And on Wednesday, Work Together Wednesday with It Takes Two during the final hour crew. For everyone who made it possible, for Austin, for Sean, I am Hefty Goof. K-Laugh's takeaway is business. May your business be good this weekend. Business, 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 business. This has been Gaming Morning Show. He'll never survive 4 years. Ridiculous. Also, I find it entertaining that you had a side yard as opposed to your married yard. Nice work. Scott Chick says, okay, remind me to remind you about Christmas Conkers next year. Hey, we appreciate that. You can also delegate that to K-Laugh if our head of research and development shows up today. Scott Chick says, were they not cooking apples? See, that's the thing, is maybe they were, but like as a 9-year-old, unless all of a sudden all those apples that are showing up on the tree are becoming like apple pies, then you're just like, why can't I eat these damn apples? They're just sitting here. I remember that was like, don't eat the apples. Almost like they were like Snow White witch apples, you know?
Yeah, those apples are poison.
Why'd we put the tree in the yard?
In case we ever need to poison our enemies.
In case we're not the fairest of them all. A good experience with Metal Gear Solid. So, yeah. Maybe somebody... I'd be interested. I just didn't realize it'd been gone for so long, so... News to me.
Yeah, it's been... And there's been one game more recently, but man, that feels like that was also like 5 years ago at this point. But it wasn't a true Metal Gear game. It was more of a spin-off game, and it wasn't what anyone wanted, and it was right around the time that Kojima left, and it was kind of a mess. So if they are returning to, you know, the Prime franchise, story-based, it'll be good.
Metal Gear Solid available only on Amazon Prime?
Only available on Stadia.
Metal Gear Solid, roll out. Optimus Prime. I'm sorry. You should just get to the next story. I'll be lost in this loop forever. Go with it. It's going to happen later on today. All right, let's get the story that we're tracking.
You can news if you wanna.
At this hour on this morning radio show that plays games. That has to do with a man climbing a tree to escape a moose. Have you ever seen a moose in real life?
No, I haven't.
It's nuts. Absolutely.
I really like the videos that show enough context to really get a sense of how big they are, because they're larger than you think.
The scale is nuts, and I've only seen one in person a couple of times. One of which was my favorite story from Yellowstone National Park, where we went and there was a sign that literally said moose viewing area, and then it pointed across the road, and we looked over there and there was a moose just standing there, almost like it was on its shift.
He was like,
Hey, are you here?
I'm the one.
Are you here to view me? Little old me?
So, upon further investigation, he was trying to search for business cards, and instead of typing business on his work screen, he typed business into chat. And so then I provided a link to vistaprint.co.uk/business cards, just to be helpful. And then we found out that Downs was trying to figure out if the business cards that he sells are paper or plastic. And luckily, I just checked his own business cards this morning, and so I was able to say definitely paper. Turns out I was right.
Because you were, of course, always looking at Downs' business cards.
Of course.
Are you Google now?
Yeah. No, I'm Jeeves. You can ask me.
Do not.
Caleb.